What is going on, everybody? Is every other Wednesday night on Three Star Draw. So, you know what that means. It is time for the backyard battlefield. I am down south 77, aka Three Star Draw, as I've learned I should probably go by that now. And with me is my brother to the north, the king in the north.
Crusty Old Crow. And apparently, I didn't change my name since the last time I used StreamYard. It's still Ryan, which is fine.
Well, you are still Ryan, so
There's a lot of Ryans on YouTube, and I am but one. Yes.
there's a lot of Ryan. There's a lot of repeat names. I don't think there's another Darren though. Not that
Not the
I've
way
come
you spell it.
across. Well, I mean Darren Marshall, but he don't really do YouTubes. Not I don't think so. Anyway, that's a very colorful throw that you're sitting on there on the couch.
And this is my son's blanket from when he was like 4 that my mom knit him. It's a Lego blanket. They're Lego
Oh, damn.
bricks. Yeah, I
That's
couldn't think of a
awesome
more
now that I know
toy
that.
thing to put in the living room than that. So I gotta get my
Now that I
glasses.
know Now that I know that's Legos, that's really cool. Actually,
I thought so.
that's pretty neat, man. So what you been up to today? I always like to ask, how the weather is up there in Canada. How's it up there
It
today?
was pretty, hot as balls today. Had the AC cranked in the car the whole time and drove around from GameStop to GameStop and no avail. Nothing but my footloose has been in. Nothing from that wave, but we'll get into that stuff later, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I got another devastating blow. Of the 4 Toys R Us that are in my region, 2 closed a couple of months ago, and now I see a third closing. So I haven't been to the fourth, but I'm wondering if all the Toys R Us are done in Ottawa.
Oh man.
Ew. Yeah,
Oh
that's a
no.
punch to your kid gut.
Yeah, that sucks because you've gotten a lot of stuff out of there. You've gotten a lot of good stuff on clearance at Toys R Us in the last year.
Well, that was it. Those locations were closing, so I got some backlog stuff like on clearance, and it wasn't really the happiest thing, but I mean it was there. But
Yeah.
now it's like, okay, well, I didn't think I was going to lose all the stores, so yeah. So I'm just trying to
That's
call up the chat on the larger screen here so I can try and follow along with the guys, but
yeah.
I'm having a hell of a time doing that. So
Sometimes you have to like reselect the chat a couple of times because I you usually do it on my PlayStation, and
yeah.
sometimes the chat won't sync and show.
Yeah,
Um,
it's not
uh,
showing me the chat. So I can, oh, there we go. Now it's scrolling along. That's fine. We got that.
no.
We're good.
All right. So you said it was hot up there today. It was like 91 here today. It was bearable because it started off cloudy, and then later after lunch the sun came out and it was absolutely miserable. We're having some thunderstorms. Like 3 counties away, there was a tornado warning. So
Oh,
um,
no.
if you see me disappear and get under this table, uh, or if everything just shuts off, I'll be back when I can. it's it's not doing anything here yet, but it's coming this way.
I heard his last words, fellow. It was not before JoeFest.
Yeah. Oh, the humanity.
Yeah, mother.
Yeah. Oh, God damn it. Now and we're within 48 hours. I'm going to lose that deposit now.
Damn it. Oh,
It's going to be hot. It's rained and it's going to be hot and clear off, and I'm not going to be here. So
you guys
I
got
mean,
that muggy, wet heat
yeah,
too, right? Like
God,
it's
it's
not
awful.
dry, it's wet.
It's awful, man. And
Yeah.
I just saw, yeah, Johnny, it's 110 right now. Yeah, man, but it's a dry heat.
Yeah, it's a dry 110.
It's a dry heat. No.
Yep.
Oh man,
Turns
let's go
bacon just
through.
crisp. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You can actually cook out there. Let's go ahead and say hi to the chat. We got 20 people watching, so this is pretty good for the first 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Hit that
not bad.
like
I
Yeah.
know a toy kind of mood will go on at 10, and it's fine, guys, if you're following them, but
No,
but
you're not
hopefully we'll have
gonna
our
go over there,
momentum
are
up.
you?
Yeah, but that what's that?
You're not going to leave and go over there, are you?
Hell no, no. I noticed they were up today too, and I was like, oh, crossover, crossover.
Oh, they're on. Well, they're always on Wednesdays.
I
Travis
know.
is
I keep
always on
forgetting.
Wednesday.
Yeah,
Um,
that's fine.
so I'm gonna say hi to the chat before we get too far along. So what's up, Stanley Everhard? Okay, now what? There's always
Hmm.
something.
Oh yeah,
Always something. Menjoza's in the house. What's going on, Menjoza? GI Jetman is here.
going on.
Um,
Been watching some of
there,
your reviews lately, dear. I think it was GI Jetman that
yeah,
started doing some reviews. Yeah,
yep.
keep at it,
Uh,
buds.
mhm. Stanley, so best news of the day, Ace got back to me and the Cold Slither ramen van will be displayed at the ramen booth. Well, that's good. I'm glad.
Ooh.
I'm glad you're going to have a place to show it off, and if, I mean that's the best place that you could have to show it off. I hope you got like a QR code or something for Gun Bunny, so you can so people can check him out or get a commission or something. But he did a great
Oh
job on
yeah.
that van.
There's no way that shouldn't be a win-win-win for everybody involved with that
Oh
band.
yeah.
But that was just
Uh,
a class act all around, right? So
yeah. The I think the most difficult cog in that sprocket would probably be Ace. Ace is like molasses trying to hear something back from, and so I'm glad he got back to you, Stanley. I'm not gonna go into
yeah.
any of that. Derek's in the house. What's going on, Derek? How you
Hey,
doing?
Derek.
Matthew Matson with checking the watch. Uh,
That's my
yeah,
fault. I had to pour coffee and take an old man moment. He
yeah.
was on time. I was not.
Yeah, it's okay. We set Seven's Wild 5 minutes late, and we still don't start it till 5 minutes after that. So,
Oh, I
it's
know.
gonna
I've been in
happen.
the chat too. That's why I know what
Yeah,
Matt's saying is valid.
yeah, yeah, yep. Jay Astro's in the house. What's going on, Jay Astro? Let's see where I'm at here. Johnny Reno mention Reno. What fuckery is this? I don't know which fuckery. There's always something. So,
Yeah.
let's
You
see.
have to be a bit more specific about the type of fuckery later.
Yeah, yeah. Stanley, I think I'm packed. Just have to zip everything in. Well, don't zip it in, just don't get it caught in the zipper.
Just remember, you're planning on bringing stuff back too, right?
Yeah, and you're flying, so
Yeah.
Crow can attest that gets heavy.
Yeah. Yeah. I deboxed and flattened all my boxes. I was
Yep.
too much to bring back.
Same time toys in the house. What's up, Shane? Let's see,
So
Roman Grant.
Sting got auto corrected hard on that. I just figured out what he was trying to say. What there it is.
Oh
What's
no,
good, you bastard? Just
no, I think he typed it that way.
no, before it said we hats good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it now. We hats. We would
We
have got
hats
that. I
good,
could
you
have figured that
bastards.
out. I have to decipher quite a few auto corrects and stuff
Yeah.
during my day. So, Roman Graham's here. What's going on, Roman?
What's going on?
Todd says Crow is up north 77. That's
Fair
pretty
enough,
good.
but well, I'm not complicating my shit by adding another name. That's
Oh
this
yeah,
guy's thing.
yeah. God forbid, then people will get on to you because you have too many names. And, all right. Matson says Amazon can get me everything except Footloose tomorrow if I want it. Yeah, I mean,
Okay, Matt, I'm
I
not
think.
gonna say it.
Yeah, don't jinx it. Don't
It's the
jinx
only
it.
one I've seen up here, and it's probably gone. Matt, just yeah, we'll assume it is, and if it's not, we'll deal with that later. I hope.
I mean,
I hope everybody gets them.
I said it. I got Frag Viper today and put that video up an hour ago.
Yeah.
If you guys, I'll talk about that in a second. But I said that in that video, like it looks like Footloose is going to be the dial tone from this wave, just because he's lagging behind, and some places have gotten him and some haven't.
So this happened. This happened when I got dial tone too. My review was out a little earlier than everybody was used to my reviews coming, and And then everybody had a problem with dial tone. I do not have anything to do with this. If there are shipping containers going down to the Arctic, down in the ocean, I didn't do it. Right. So
No
I hope that's
hijinks
not the
on your
case with
part.
Footloose. Yeah. I hope Footloose is abundant.
Although I do have to say, if it is, he is my least anticipated out of this whole wave. So
That
uh,
surprised me. But yes.
yeah, I know.
uh,
Even under old Fraggy there. So
I
uh,
looked forward to only that in the wave, and the frag was second. But
right.
yeah.
Bobby Wald, on the bright side, you had Toys R Us a lot longer than we did.
Yeah, but that's like being in high school and you had that hot girlfriend and you dated her for like longer than most guys dated her. You're still dumped. You don't have it anymore, right? Like,
Yeah.
thanks,
The end of
pal.
the
I have the memories.
end of the day, you're still all in the same boat.
Yeah, because remember, guys, we don't have Target out here to supplement the loss, right? We don't have Target, we don't have Ross, we don't have Ollie's. We have Walmart and online and GameStop. That's really where you get your classified up here. So.
Yeah. GameStop is y'all's. That's your main one. I know that's your go-to for like
Well,
90%.
it's going back to EB games, but
Right.
yes, like
Right.
that's been my go-to forever. And but no comfort in knowing there's no flexibility. If they don't get something in, I can't hop over to a Toys R Us because everything
Yeah.
that was Target exclusive was also Toys R Us exclusive. They paralleled the Target contract. So Tiger Force, Python Patrol, all that shit.
Yeah. Well, that's how you
Mhm.
got all that stuff up there.
Mhm.
Turk Murphy's Toy Solutions. What's up, Turk?
Nature.
Let's see.
If you
All
guys
right.
aren't following Turk on Facebook, check out his Facebook page because he's got a lot of like really cool bike and vehicle customs. Like works on a lot of bangers, man. I love those things, man. But just it's fun, and he's got a knack for the photography of his product. So check him out. Check out his photos.
Yeah. Turk's got some good stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, Travis Fureborn. Great show, guys. Boomer Sooner and Thunder Up.
So
I,
Travis, have you been here before? I don't
I don't.
recognize the name.
Yeah, I don't recognize the name. So if you are new, welcome.
Yeah. And welcome. Thanks for showing up. If you are, and if you're not, and you've been here before, I apologize. It's just maybe not paying attention enough.
Yeah, it all goes by pretty quick when you're up here doing it. So
Yeah.
um, Stanley says, "What's Augusta weather to be coming from Seattle? Bring shorts. It's going to be hot. I haven't even checked it, but it's going to be like 92 here Saturday, so it will be similar there, I would imagine." Let's see. Crimson Cobra Commander. Everyone can relax. Triple C is here. How is everyone?
So I picture you saying that in Gambit's voice from the old X-Men '97 cartoon. Everyone can relax. Triple C is here.
That's funny. You have to try and doing that on a video. Triple C.
Yeah.
Try to get a gambit, review a gambit, and do it all in the gambit voice. Um, Handwritten display card for Gun Buddy, but no QR. Oh, well, that'll work. Let's see, get down through here. Jetman, I got Footloose and Blowtorch and Dark Line are on the way. So you got Footloose.
Yeah,
Where'd you get
Jetman.
Footloose from?
Yeah. I saw his review actually of it. I think he put it out just the other day.
I've been trying not to watch any. I think I watched Shark Eyes when he got Frag Viper, and I think that's the only one that I watched so far. I think
So
I listened to Punks, but I wasn't able to watch it. I was driving, I listened.
I've been watching it because I wanted to see how other people were dealing with the hand situation that both Punk and I and like everybody's been addressing. And Punk was saying, "Crow, you've been asking for a deluxe set because you want them to,
Yeah.
include extra sets." And I was like, "No, I think they should have eaten the cost. Look how much the Frag Viper came with, and Footloose was just under that, But you're getting." Not a whole lot, but the thing was, you have to stretch out the hands. And when you do that and then you leave them in that pose for a while, it takes a while to come back. And yeah, you can use the heat method to bring everything back and cool it, but a lot of collectors, like casual collectors, don't want to be doing things like that with their toys.
Well, it gets to be a pain in the ass too if you want to pose them a lot, and eventually that plastic is going to,
Yeah.
even if you're heating it and cooling it where you don't get the stress marks, it's still going to wear it a lot if you're doing it a lot.
Yeah,
Um,
but I do watch a lot of guys and just see how they're adapting to it, and guys are finding their way, and that's great. So long as everybody's having fun with the toy, right? That's
mhm.
the bottom line. So
Um, Derek says got an email from Hasbro that Blowtorch is shipping soon. So I was just telling Crow before we started, I ordered Blowtorch on Amazon. I got Frag Viper from Amazon and Blowtorch, and I had canceled my Frag Viper from GameStop. I canceled everything from GameStop because they didn't get them first this time.
yeah.
Um, so I didn't cancel everything on Pulse. I canceled. I'm still going to get a Frag Viper from Pulse. I'd canceled Darklon, and I was going to cancel Blowtorch, but I wanted to make damn sure that Amazon was actually sending them out. So I didn't. And then Derek, the email, I got the same email just an hour ago. I was sitting on the couch eating, and it's like, oh, I got to go cancel that Blowtorch. I'm gonna wind up with two. That's what happens when you got them ordered in a bunch of different places. Sometimes you get hung out to dry with it.
Yes, and that's the other thing is I don't want to get caught with that. Sorry, I'm trying to turn this off my screen. I was looking at trying to see who all was in the chat, but I can't do that very well here.
Let's see. Johnny Reno says the store out by Tony got 6 cases of the entire wave in. See, I'm confused as to how this wave is packed because I heard that it was a mixed case, and the Target that I got Darklon at only had Darklon. Like when the guy went to check for me, I said, "All right, I think this is a mixed case. There may be 4 different figures in this case if there are, and I would like one of each." And he came back and he was like, "No, it's just this dude. This is the only guy."
That's weird. Yeah, I can never figure out how they're gonna pack these things, right? Like,
Yeah,
so
it's all screwed up with top to bottom
yeah, I
everything.
mean, I don't know if it's a protection measure. I don't know what it is, like if but it's unpredictable. And anyways, I'm sure they'll all show up in good time, and so will heavy duty and all the
Yeah,
other ones.
people here. I mean, that he's starting to come in. Purple Elf bought him for me, but he was shipped to her house,
Yeah,
so I don't have him here. It'll be probably another week or so, probably weekend after this one, probably before I have him. So,
yeah.
um,
I know there's
uh,
places in my province that have them, like Toronto has them, right? But I'm in Ottawa,
okay,
and for some reason they like Toronto's had them for a while. I'm like, by now it should have made its way over here. It's like the same
Dr-
province. Like, just sip it.
just take a day and drive over to Toronto.
Not worth it. That's like,
Okay,
yeah, it's a 3 hour drive, and then you add 2 hours because traffic doesn't go anywhere. Yeah.
they hadn't released a figure yet that I'd make that drive for.
No, no.
Joe Fan 84 is in the house. What's up, Joe Fan? How you doing? Uh, Triple C got part of the Iron Grenadier bug. That'll be
Yeah,
interesting.
so that's your 3D printer guy, or your your
Mhm.
your your aftermarkets dude. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that'll be cool.
congratulations. I know there's a few
Uh,
people following that. Yeah.
Travis says, been
Oh,
to each of your individual channels, but didn't know that you had a combined show. Okay.
oh, okay,
All right.
yeah,
That makes
yeah.
sense.
There you go. So we alternate this one. Like one week, Darren will be on with his cousin Pop and doing Seventh Wild, and then the week after, I hop on and take advantage of them being available then. So
Hmm. And that's something I also get shit for is why do I have 2 shows from somebody that has like 4?
Yeah, it's weird, man. You grease a lot of wheels, man, but I see
I'm
you
telling you,
stuck in the
man.
mud sometimes going, what the hell? Like,
I'm telling you. And then GI Jetman noticed someone's got a review of the snake armor today, so I got a couple
yeah,
pictures
yeah,
that shipped in the UK,
that's right.
and I have not seen a review, but I did just I have actually a couple of the in hand pictures from it that I've got
I'll bring
full
it up
force.
because I think Jetman and I watched the same review. Is that the one where he tried to put Destro into it, and we learned maybe Destro's a bit too tall?
Hmm. So
So
it's
there
like a
is
ramen
already,
van.
yeah, one review. It's the guy in the UK. He reviewed it. He tried to put Destro into it. It looks like he closed up. It looks like he rush jobbed it to get him in there. Like maybe he
Yeah.
could have seated him better, but you could tell that head canopy of the snake was having a hard time seating. Yeah, there she be, the
So
massive troll
so
of
I
a
only
figure.
these were from Full Force. He I guess the same person or somebody sent him a couple of pictures, and he posted these like 20-30 minutes ago, so these are from Full Force.
Okay.
But that's how it's packed in and the size next to a figure. But I have not searched out or looked for a review. I hadn't had time, but the thing looks badass. And I gotta say, they pushed the release on this back here. It was supposed to be July 1st, and they've pushed it back to September now. So
Mhm.
the UK is getting it, they're getting it 3 months before we are, roughly a 2.5 before we're getting it, if that date holds. I was looking forward to getting this thing in July, but I wasn't looking forward to paying for it.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah. Eventually, this is going to take its stretch. I remember everybody ordering snakes. I got three. I got four. Right? I'll be like, okay, that's all going to hit your credit card very soon.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's not good that for that. And Johnny says they're mixed cases. I don't I don't know how they just had Dark Lawn at my Target, but I know this dude, if they were there, he would have got them for me. So I don't
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
what's going on with that.
Johnny, I would say there's mixed reports of that as well. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe that's it, Matthew. Some stores don't get full cases because he did. He was like, no, it's just this dude. So
Yeah, I don't
maybe
think
they got
GameStop gets full cases because I'm pretty sure they had their stuff packed in the same case as the retros.
okay.
It was a
Yeah,
larger
well,
box, yeah.
maybe so then. It's not a protection measure, it's flat out mismanagement. Yep. Gonna talk about maybe some results from some of that.
So
See,
just to
that's what I heard.
before we get into mismanagement and shipping, and blame everybody, just remember international shipping routes aren't daily truck events, right? You book freights that go out like months in advance. It's not like they can just rip them over in a cigar boat and bring them over to our shores here. So if the UK is getting them, it's probably because the shipping routes allowed for it to be there by a certain time in conjunction with the release dates.
Um, let's see. So didn't spend time though. Yeah, well, I figured those were probably picture images from that picture. Yeah, if you're the first one to get it, um, I wouldn't waste the time trying to post shit for pictures either. I ain't gonna lie. Like, who would? I would
Mm.
get this out there. That's what I was gonna say. Like the UK always talks about they don't. They're always like some of the last to get stuff.
Yeah, I'm
So
happy for them. Like,
yeah, even though it's this, I'm glad they got something first, and it's something big like this, like not size, but a big deal to get this snake armor. So
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, like, as a Canadian, I often get things later than you guys. And then every now and then I'll get things early. And I know how that feels. It's like, yay, an opportunity to do something no one's done yet with the reviews or whatever gratification you get from it. So,
yeah,
feel good for them.
yep. I'm glad they got some there for a while. They work it and stuff early, like they were the ones getting it early back in 2023. Um, so and then it just changed. Dreadnought K6 is in the house. What's up, Dreadnought?
How you doing now?
Let's see what Matthew says. Accidentally ordered 4, canceled 2. Yeah, release date got pushed to September. Yeah, today. That just happened today. Let's see. Crimson
Oh, you're
Tide
one of the ones that
Commander.
accidentally ordered 4. Maybe that's what I was thinking of, Matt. Sorry.
No, I accidentally ordered 4 too.
Oh, did you as well? Yeah.
Yeah, because the first order it never sent me back to the thank you for your order page.
Oh
So
shit. Yeah.
it
But
like hung. So I just hit like go back to the home page to the splash page and went through it all again and ordered it. And then I
yeah.
got 2 confirmation emails back to back
Okay,
for
so
2
you got
orders.
multiple confirmations. See, I've been caught in
Yeah.
that loop too because their page sucks ass. When
Oh yeah.
releases come out, there's always some sort of glitch. So I did the
Yeah.
same thing, but I only got 1 confirmation notice, so that's good.
Yeah. It's terrible. It's all terrible.
What do you,
I,
Triple C's comment there? What do you think?
I thought we were going to see it today, but no, we got a summary of the Energon universe. Yeah, I think probably so. Next week, I tell you what, y'all. Next week, they better pull some bangers out of their pocket next week for Joe fans. They got to do something. Uh,
They'll go right to the end, right? They'll close out Yo Joe June with something, right? So
well, they talked about, stay tuned for this year's HasLab. We ain't heard nothing about that. Now we don't know we're getting a Rattler unboxing video, but we know we're getting a Rattler unboxing video. Well, they did it with the Vamp, the Stinger, the Dragonfly. Did they do it with the Hiss? I don't know if they did it with the Hiss.
I can't remember. I was relatively new when the Hiss came out. I know
Yeah,
they
I
did it
wasn't.
with the Dragonfly for sure,
Yeah,
but the Hiss, I
I
just
was.
remember the campaign for what colors they were going to pick for the crew. I remember that was the big live feed they did. I don't remember them doing the unboxing, but they must have.
But so we're expecting a Rattler unboxing video, which I thought would have come today. I was kind of thinking we'd see that today. So I think probably next week they'll probably drop it sometime next week. Would be my guess.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yes, Hasbro has sucked for no Joe June. It's
It's a
yo
slow
every
Joe June, yeah.
yo everything but Joe June. They're killing it with the Marvel Legends and Ghostbusters and Star Wars stuff though.
So just yeah, it's 2 sides of a very brutal coin, right? It's either there's no Joes around and I'm sick of there being no Joes, or my God, my credit card. Why are they hitting us with so much all at once, right? It's just I wish they would find the balance, but they seem to not be able to. They could do it with Marvel Legends, they could do it with Star Wars with Joe. It's just
But yeah, with their own brand, and
yeah.
maybe it's because those are licensed brands and they have certain deadlines they have to meet under those licenses, so they get priority. I don't
Yeah. You'd have to think
know.
that, right? But
So Airtight wasn't announced today. Not that I'm aware of. If it was very, very clandestine, and I haven't heard anybody say that.
yeah.
Um, Dragonfly unboxing was about a month prior. They said the end of June. So,
That's the reason.
final live stream of the month is unboxing and HasLab reveal kickoff. I can see them putting that together.
Yeah,
Uh,
you don't think they'd want to separate those two at all, right? Like get all the production value out of one stream, get it all out.
yeah, and you got to be careful because you might film something they've got to redact and cancel the whole thing. So, um, they need to show renders for Wetsuit and Night Viper. Well, they hadn't announced Wetsuit. He's
I thought he
just
was a no.
mm-mm.
Who am I thinking of? Was the name only? Wasn't he
um,
mentioned, or did I just
nah,
wish he was?
no, they hadn't said anything about Wetsuit yet.
Night Viper, I know for sure.
Yeah, they
They
have Night
mentioned
Viper.
him. That one I'm psyched for. I love the Night Viper.
Adam already did his
review.
rat review. Probably.
Uh,
We're gonna talk about the pre-orders. We're gonna spend a ton of time on them, but we are gonna go through them.
yeah,
We haven't got much in hand, like we, heavy duty and four Joes. That's all we've gotten. Like four Joes that were ordered quite a while ago, and they're still trying to fulfill stuff that was ordered last year, with being heavy duty and dial tone. So we ain't really got much. We just gotten
again,
a wave that's trickling.
we have, like I was saying to you backstage, I think I have something like 19 pre-orders in on Joe, like through GameStop and possibly through Hasbro. It occurs to me if Hasbro is collecting the data on how many pre-orders go out every time they fart a name, they don't care when the releases come out, guys. They know you're going to buy it, right?
Yeah, hey,
Uh,
yeah, they know. I know and we can complain about it
Travis,
all we want. We're still gonna
Travis, I
buy it.
was considering that exact same thing, getting all the phalanx, the lav there. I'm, please let me know what you think of that thing. Send photos, or if you've got it up on your channel, put up a review on that thing. I'm very curious about that.
And say what's up to Woody Triple Deuce, the figure addict. What's up, man?
But
Got to hang out with Woody a little bit on Pop's Pit on Friday night. It was a good time.
cool,
I hate
cool.
that I had to leave that early because I was having everybody was having fun. At least while I was still there, anyway. So
Pops
it
Pit.
was.
Where did he get that name from?
I don't know. I think he just pulled it out of a hat.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
he just.
yeah.
Think he just made it up. I think he
Did his
copywrote it.
hand get slapped when he pulled it out of the hat?
Yeah, I think he got copyright struck. Um,
Pretty much, right? Copyright,
um,
what's up?
um, three different strains in one dab. I wouldn't wake up for a week. That's just me
Hmm.
though. All right, the chat's just blazing, so I'm trying to want to get
Yeah,
through stuff and
Matt's listing off the I could see it up there. It's taking up a whole paragraph. The listing off all the pre-orders right now, right? And this is all
uh,
stuff due coming in, right?
were the retros were last month, weren't they? Either way, semantics,
Depends on
Matt.
where you are. There might still be states or areas that are not seeing them, you know. Nobody
Um,
speaks about the retro when they don't show up. They speak about the classified when they don't.
that's because nobody really. I don't really think anybody cares about the retro line. That honestly, like it's for people that missed earlier figures.
That's
Uh,
exactly it. It's a
it,
supplemental line, right? So,
it's a cash grab, is what it is.
oh, well, all of
Um,
toy collecting is. So,
this is true. Yeah, Matthew, I've got that too. I think that's actually the next thing that I was going to pull up. So
mhm.
if you're a Snake Eyes fan, I guess Yo Joe June's shaping up to be pretty good, huh?
Yeah,
Snake
and I
Eyes
mean,
V4 and Polar Bear supposedly have hit our shores.
the polar bear was an indicator for the hints that came about a HasLab. You know, like it's like it's like watching an M Night Shyamalan movie. It was like, oh, there was clues the whole time. You know.
Yeah, you go back and rewatch it, and you're like, oh
Yeah.
man, it was right under our nose.
What else could a freaking polar bear go with on my shelf? Oh, HasLab. Oh.
I'm gonna have
Yeah.
him fighting one of these Mythic Legions horses.
Oh, nice, 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 nice.
I actually might cancel that. I don't know. I'm just,
Mm. I think I have two on order. I think I have to cancel one. Yeah.
um, Roman says I do love that retro rock and roll. I haven't even seen it. I hadn't even seen it in person.
It's
If I
good.
see it, if I see it this weekend, I'll probably get it if it's reasonable, like retail or less. I might pick it up.
So I said on the review, they've improved the M60. The way that the box goes in, they gave it a much more secure clip, and they made the brass for the ammo actually look like brass instead of muted down Play-Doh.
Yeah, I like that when I was
Yeah,
watching yours. I like that they did a little work on that.
yeah. Everything else is just it's great. It's not the it's not the figure of the year, but it's certainly not phoned in. They did a fine job with that.
Well, they need to. They need to do something other than slap a new coat of paint on it. And
Oh, hang
some of
on.
those.
I forgot about the eyebrows. Ross, Ollie's. That's the only way you should get it. I forgot about those eyebrows. No, I'm kidding.
Well, oh no, that's fine because I don't like them. So you, I don't like them, so that's fine with me. Um, and yeah, I know the original figure had it. Range Viper and Arctic Bat. Well, I don't see him doing a retro card for the Arctic Bat, but Range Viper, I could see him maybe doing something for it, but it's close, right? Like Range Viper's really close to the original figure.
Yeah, so they've
Not,
got one Range Viper repaint out of that mold. I
mhm.
maybe they would stretch for a third. I'm not saying you're not onto something, Triple C. It's just where do you fit it into the wants list with your Hasbro right now?
Yeah. I mean they can pretty much throw darts at a board and come up with a winner, as we're going to talk about later.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that as in like I've got a bean on it. I just have no idea. Where would you place that? Would you put
Yeah.
above a 94 character? Above a 92 character? Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean it's going to be a minute probably before they get into doing later characters in retro, and I hope they do. We don't need a retro of every damn figure. We just don't.
No.
Dreadnought, I would buy that.
Oh wait, Arctic Viper, take my money.
Hmm.
Sure. Yeah.
Uh,
No, with the
and if they
retro
did it on
line,
the new buck,
I've kind of lost my luster with retro because they're not even really retro. Right? Like
no,
they're as close to retro as they want to get, and then they're classified all over again.
yeah,
So yeah.
they're it's just a justification to sell us the same shit again. We need
Mhm.
Muskrat. I think we're good and get Muskrat
I think
at
it's
some
a
point.
solid. I think they've already got them somewhere in the development. It's just finding the right wave to put them in.
Would not surprise me if he and Repeater are name onlys any day now. Name reveals. Those are
Sure.
two that I would expect soon.
Ambush as well, right? Ambush was in the Deke a lot, so he goes along with those guys just as well too.
Yeah, he was, and he was pretty heavily featured in that cartoon.
Mhm.
No, quite a bit. So, Frank Dumont Hughes in the house. What's going on,
What's going on,
Frank?
Frank?
How you doing, man? Let's see. Iron Grenadier Range Vipers. That'd look wicked. Make the skull gold. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be badass.
Mhm.
Let's see. Retro percentage deboxed. I don't know. It's
So
probably like 10 to 1.
I mean, yeah, it's if you look at a classified wave, they come with four. The retros come with three. You're probably seeing two waves of classified for every wave of retro. There's probably some ratio like that. Matt, crunch the numbers, buddy.
Yeah, do that, Matt, while you're sitting there.
Dreadnought
Yeah,
K6 says 12 to 15%. So
yeah, we're getting roughly 12 retros a year, 9 to 12, and we're getting like 50 to 60 or sometimes more box classified.
yeah.
Counting everything. So yeah, it's pretty skewed percentage. Let's see. Spearhead and Max. So my cousin likes Spearhead and Max.
Yeah.
Max was the brains of the bunch.
I just always now I can't stop thinking of Talladega Nights when he's got the Puma in the back of the car. And I'm like, this is spearheaded Max on their
Yep,
downtime. Like,
it's
uh,
awesome. They race
uh,
NASCAR. Let's see. Yeah, Snake Eyes is definitely the Marvel Legends Spider-Man of the GI Joe universe, and it's it's never gonna stop. Now I did say that I really would like the irradiated mass device Snake Eyes. I have said that in the past. He doesn't
mhm.
look exactly like I was hoping he would look, so that is a version. But aside from that, the only other versions of Snake Eyes I ever need is Vietnam and Unmasked with a swappable head sculpt of his like his rubber mask face and then his damaged head. I would even buy that if it was a deluxe.
Yeah. Um, it's yeah. I mean, obviously every line has their frontman, and Snake Eyes is the frontman for the GI Joe band, right? So he's gonna get all the variations because they know they'll sell. Because everybody can name Snake Eyes in a lineup of Joes. You know which one he is,
Yeah. Yep.
right? So.
Anybody that's not a Joe fan knows Snake
So
Eyes.
take a look at the bottom of this picture, guys, because these are the shipping box names that retailers have for these things, right? So I was laughing because I forgot to mention it in my Footloose videos, but his was Flanders, right? So you see Chief Wiggum, sewer urchin. I don't get the relevance of that, but Chief Wiggum is another Simpsons reference, right? So.
Oh yeah, because they did Simpsons for a while. And wasn't one of the other ones in this
Oh
wave
yeah, I
one of
think
the
there was a
Simpsons.
couple. Yeah, like.
Um,
I just thought Flanders was fine. I was like, I wish I had mentioned that because of the mustache, and he does look like Flanders.
Man, he does. Now that you've mentioned it,
Yeah,
he does look a little like Flanders.
feels like I'm wearing nothing at all. Nothing at all.
There were 60. Trying to remember in 2023, there were like 65 or 67, something like that. There weren't as many last year.
Matt just said the math is impossible.
You can do it. You can
So
do it. I have faith in you.
Travis, I am with you on the lifeline, and I've said it many times because I do think they'll squeeze out a lifeline and surprise us because that kit would go beautifully with a legacy line paramedic when they decide to hit that keystroke, right? So I feel like that's right around the corner, same as the Heat Viper because they're getting all the Vipers out.
Oh, I put it up. I had that issue out. The where the Vipers and Cobra Commander is in
I
the
saw
Frag
that in the
Viper.
background of your video. Actually, it's in the
Yeah,
background of your
well,
Frag Viper video.
I already put it up. I was going to show it because we just need Heat Viper, which is
They did
one.
it
This is
again.
another one I don't like.
They did it again in one of the more recent issues of Real American Issue, like 5 issues ago. They did like almost a tribute to that with all the Vipers, all the zombie Vipers of those versions now on the cover too, right? I think it was like a
Oh,
shout out to
nice.
that cover you were showing.
Yeah, and there's
Mhm.
a couple there. There were a couple of covers similar to that. There's one in the oh, man 80s, 60s, maybe. There's another one. Let's see. Oakley Dokley is a metal trash band based off of Ned Flanders. I did not know that. So like Lifeline being a deluxe, well, we're probably going to get some kind of EMT or medic. Do you think they would do Lifeline as a deluxe, knowing they're going to do that too?
Why? Why do Lifeline as a deluxe?
Well, a lot of people are wanting to see him with a lot of like med kits. So that's what Travis was
That
saying here.
yeah,
Lifeline
I
as the deluxe.
so if I do Lifeline as a deluxe, you're going to resent the paramedic and the legacy line because they're deluxe. They don't have anything but a deluxe line for that. So
Yeah.
you're going to get all that kit repeated, right? I don't think that's. I think Hasbro will fish you in by doing Lifeline first, then releasing this paramedic with even more kit that Lifeline could use. So you go buy that. You know, that would be the strategy I'd go to take your money. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would think, but I have seen some people say that they want Lifeline as a deluxe figure
I
with a bunch
would.
of medical
Hey,
stuff. So
I can flip like this. I would love it as a deluxe, right? It puts me in a mental paradox of what they would do if they decided to tackle paramedic because, like I said, they're at that fixed price point for legacy.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. For now, it's fixed.
for now.
While we're briefly talking about comics, I actually picked up some Joe comics today. I went down to
Me
Yojo
too.
Depot, and I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start with this one because when I did the Dark Line review, this is the issue that I wanted to put up, and I realized that I didn't have it, and it's 88. This is I threw a picture of it in at the end of the review. This was Dark Lawn's first appearance, and I didn't
Oh,
realize
okay.
I didn't have this issue. And then today, Like literally right after I do that review, I'm looking and he has the issue. So I went ahead and
Yeah.
picked it up, and then picked up 111 because that kind of goes with the 109, 110 with Saw Viper killing the Joes. This is when Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow are going after him. And then I picked up Order of Battle 1 because I can't find my.
Ooh, Order of Battle. I forgot about those. So
Well, I
those are
show the
like,
Cobra one all the time in reviews, but I can't find the Joe one.
yeah.
So I bought it.
So that's an awesome grab. I love those. I was a big fan in the 80s of the Marvel's Who's Who, right? And they had those gatefold covers, and it was exactly like the Order of Battle. It was all the heroes running forward, right, in alphabetical order. So that's awesome. And you picked that up today? Did you manage to get GI Joe #8?
No, I did not go by the comic store, but I got to get it all spoiled for me listening to that stupid fucking Hasbro video that they did today. Didn't realize that they were going to be telling everything that happened in the new issue that just come out.
Oh, did that's right,
Yeah,
they did. I caught part of it and I was like, hang on, that hasn't been out long enough for you
on
to
the
do that.
on the day it comes out and they
Yeah,
put a video out spoiling it. Put that at least wait a week.
sure.
I was already in too deep by the time I was like, oh, they're talking about the issue that come out today that I'm not going to get until probably next weekend before I can get it.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Can you
Um
put GI Jetman's comment up?
at the
It's
this
the
one,
one above Triple C's. Yeah, that would be exactly what they would do because that's exactly the emphasis they put them on a character. Can I ask how a pacifist made it not just through the army, but to the special forces, but not just the special forces, but the GI Joe elite?
yeah,
Like
the
at
elite
some
of the
point,
special
you have to
elite
qualify on
special
your weapon.
forces. Maybe he's just that good of a medic that they overlooked.
Yeah. Yeah, no. That was the issue I always took with Lifeline, but they almost have the Doc the same trait, right? Like,
Yeah,
I ain't fighting
Doc,
nobody. It's like,
Doc,
okay, you did
Doc
this.
was,
Yeah.
Doc was
What
too.
about
It
the
must
combat
be.
medic that is violent?
Yeah. What about Stretcher? Did he kill anybody? Let's bring Stretcher.
Oh no, he wouldn't hurt a soul, old Stretcher.
Stretcher didn't have the green glasses, so maybe that's what it is. It's the green glasses. Um, let's see. I got a Roman's comment starred here. What happened with the police officer? Thought it would be in the next wave. So did we.
Everybody
Yeah, did
got
everybody.
really sensitive about something going on in Los Angeles. And
Yep.
they're
So
theorizing that had something to do with the apprehension to push that figure right now. I don't know if that's true. That's the buzz I've heard.
I'm I that's my thoughts. I think that's what happened. Now here's what I think with that police officer figure. I think they're just going to sneak it in with no fanfare. It's just maybe when some other pre-orders go up, that one is gonna just appear there too, but nobody's gonna really they're not gonna hype it.
Yeah,
That's what I think.
it's
I think
maybe just too volatile of a time to draw eyes on it, but you still slide it out. I mean, you get it out
yeah.
there.
Yeah, I mean they've already, it's already done. Like it's already being done. It's already being tooled. It's probably in production now. Although, as long as it's taken to get the firefighter, it may still just be a render.
That's the one I was hoping would show up here early was the firefighter, right? Because I
Me
had
too.
those other 60th anniversaries show up early in Canada, and it just
Yeah.
hasn't happened. So
Uh,
spinning wheel of pre-orders, boys. Spinning wheel of
that
pre-orders.
that is like my three most anticipated things that I have on pre-order right now. And I'm not counting Blowtorch because he's on the way, so not counting him. But the firefighter, the snake armor, and battle armor Cobra Commander, everything else I've got on pre-order, send it whenever. But those three things I'm looking the most forward to. But I really thought I thought that firefighter would have been here 6 weeks ago,
Hmm. Yeah.
and especially now that this wave with Darklon and whatnot, now that they're here, like I really thought the firefighter would be with those guys.
I can't
the
speak to it anymore.
anniversary,
It's like all we have are theories now.
the anniversary of the OJ freeway chase. What if that was the reason? That was
Is there a chase
non-violent.
variant where they've got the '90s police uniform?
If they're going to cater to anybody, I doubt it's OJ fans. Although they're probably a minority in the argument too. So, um, what comics would you get? Just those,
Oh, I
the
just
issue
got
eight,
the
and
yeah. I got the newsstand edition, and then I picked up the one with all the Transformers on it and everything like that, just for
oh,
some.
it's got Sharkticon on it.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that
Just
Devastator in the back, or is that what's? Oh, that's Hound. Look
oh
like
yeah,
Devastator.
Devastator's there. I don't recognize a lot of the Transformers. Like Hound is there, Soundwave is there, Shockwave as well. Like you can see.
Yeah, no, I like that cover. Was that a regular price cover, or was that
It
a
was,
fancy
yeah. That
label?
was the only reason I
Okay,
grabbed it. It wasn't anymore. They had the one with, they had a really cool one of Major Blood, kind of doing the roller with his chamber on
yeah,
his revolver, doing
yeah.
that wrist roller, right, from the Westerns. But they wanted $20 for that. I was like, it's not that good of a drawing.
Nah, hell no. But I tell you, I know somebody that will definitely get that one though. My buddy Berserker's brush, the one that did the claw, made the claw for me out of the glider, the Fortnite glider.
Oh
He's a
yes, 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 yes.
he's a big Major Blood fan. It's his favorite character, so he'll probably pick
So
that up.
I hummed
Uh,
and hawed over it. I did. I was like, I really do like it, but not for
that's,
20
that's pretty.
bucks.
Was it the new design, the retro design with the red highlights? Did you
That's a
notice?
good question. I didn't think to pay much attention to how they had colored it. It was
Um,
just it was a neat expression on his face. It was a neat trick he was doing with the revolver, and I left it at that.
okay,
It was just
fair
a good
enough.
perspective as well. I like the perspective, right? So
Um, I have to see that one. I don't know. Like I haven't bought any of those super expensive covers, even though there's been several that I really like. I haven't bought any of them. Uh, I want to ask you and chat. It's not Joe related, but I just gotta ask. You've been buying some Marvel stuff. You've been getting a lot of Marvel stuff, and I know there's some Legends collectors out there listening. Did anybody order this today?
is that a Pulse exclusive, or is that just part of the
It's a
regular
game.
game?
It's game reverse. I don't think it's Pulse exclusive.
No, then I will be getting it through GameStop because I need this in my life.
I think this thing is awesome. I don't know if it's $70 awesome, but I kind of want it.
It's huge. Like they showed pictures of it wrapped around I think the developer's head, right? Like, and
I love look at that. I love
yeah,
that.
yeah, man. And the eye is just free floating with two independent eyelids. So you can do, not saying there's a lot of facial expression here, but there's more than you would think, right? There's a lot of messages this thing can say. Like the way you pose this is I'm excited for it. I'll pay 70 US for this.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you can do a lot with just a movable eyeball and eyelids. Like this thing is so neat.
Imagine
Like
it
it just
wrapped around a rattler bringing it down, right? Like
yeah. And he's got the little spiky ball thing. Frank ordered it. Um,
yeah.
Part of Cobra Law and Triple C, Destro's Castle. See, you go Crow, you got a Destro Castle.
So Bobby Wald, I think was the first one. As soon as we watched the live stream, he's like, You're thinking Destro's Castle?" I'm like, "Yeah." There was that too, right? But I think it's just much. It's too big for just being isolated to that. It's a few different things.
Well, this thing, because of the size of it, you could fit it in with just about any of Marvel, Mythic Legions. You could put this with Legions, as a
Yeah,
monster that they're fighting, or somebody
absolutely.
Necronominus brings back or something.
I,
Um,
I'll I'll put it this way: the actual size the Shumagorath is supposed to be, put him next to your 3 3/4. Like that's probably more along the lines of what he's supposed to be scaled as, right? So it'll be awesome with two different scale toys.
So I don't know who Shumagorath is.
This thing.
Oh, well, I thought it was
Yeah.
called
So they call
Gargantuan.
it Gargantos, but
Gargantos.
Shumagorath was originally, I think, the name that they used for Doctor Strange when it appeared in the Doctor Strange movie.
Okay.
Yeah, it was in the
Okay. Yeah.
opening of
Oh,
that. Yeah.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
It was. That's right.
Yeah. Or a
Okay.
variation of it, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. That's right. So, that's the fight. Conan and Solomon Kane. Uh, make a globulus with the bendy tail. Well, they could if they could swap stuff between legends and
So
classified.
Frank, I love that comment and I commend you for making it because that was one of the things that had crossed my mind too. Looking at the tail articulation, I was thinking about globulus a lot lately, going, okay, so it doesn't have to be a sectional weird cyborg tail. They could do something organic. They're showing that right now. Because I was worried they were gonna do a like a cyborg globulus just to get that tail to articulate properly.
No, they couldn't. They couldn't do that because they hate robotic stuff, so
Yeah,
they'd
sorry.
have to do it.
I'm not picturing it right, but in the comics, he's got some sort of suspension system, right? Like he switches pods. I've just seen him in the comics. I don't remember all the harnesses he had in the cartoon, but you're right. There was no cybernetics in the cartoon.
But I just wanted to show this thing because I thought it was cool. That looks like that's from Japan right there.
Yeah.
Looks like some tentacle stuff going on in that shot.
I'm just picturing kids throwing it at each other, like, I'm gonna beat you with this. Like that thing's gonna have some mass to it.
It is. It's going to be because it's going to be rubber, so thing's going to
Yeah.
be heavy.
And I'm gonna
It's going to be
step on
heavy.
that extra accessory so many times.
Look, he threw a spiky eyeball at Wolverine. Could Wolverine take this guy out?
I
What do you think?
I think Wolverine could take everybody out, but that's just because he's Canadian.
Touche.
I have no idea.
Touche. Yeah, it's supposed to be Marvel versus Capcom, but there's no Capcom. Because they got a man. What if they partner with Jada for that?
So I still think that this is vulturism at its finest. This is the scavenger attack on Jada that does Jada no harm and only serves everybody.
Yeah,
Right? Like, why would I work with Jada if I could just make my own properties and they gel well? Like they everybody knows they go well with Jada at this point just by looking at them, right? Like there's no
yeah,
debate on that, I hope.
yeah. I would hope. I would hope.
Hmm.
Let's see. Yeah, Matthew says they left the Capcom up to Jada.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, makes Marvel. They're gonna make him do this till he's 90.
Yep.
Sabir, what's going on, Sabir? Good evening, fellow collectors from the bowels of the New York City subway. Headed home, dropping in before my data connection goes back out. I guess you probably lose it in those subway tunnels. Seemed like they'd have Wi-Fi down there by now. What's up? Thanks for coming in, Sabir. I hope you
Yeah, man.
join us when you get
Safe
back
travels home,
home.
bro.
Yep, probably leaving the gym.
Mhm.
Question for GI Jetman
Mm.
for you.
So I've been looking for one of those, but the price points are still pretty up there. But if I ever find one at the right price, I will swoop in and get this. I absolutely want the Alpha Flight set. I grew up with Alpha Flight. It was one of the worst written comics, but on the coolest premises. And I still remember the writer's name, Bill Mantlo. He was the kiss of death for comics. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I hunted one of those sets down for Crow, but it's still pricey, and that's even with a little bit
I
of a break on it that I may get. So
I see a guy hearing like nearby selling one at a pretty reasonable price that I'm planning on reaching out to him tomorrow,
okay.
but it's probably gone by that point. But it was like
Well,
half off.
we oh yeah, well that's yeah, you're not gonna find it cheaper than that because I know what it's selling for here. So
Yeah.
it's about 180 here.
Yeah. That's about right.
So
It was about 250 here, and I see him selling it for just a bit over 100. So
yeah, it's, if he's got it and he'll go for it and it's legit, I'd jump on it. You're gonna have to let me know if you pick it up though, because I'm hunting for something in there for you. So
oh, don't
um,
worry. I've got a list we're going to talk about one point, but
okay,
so Gargi is 7. I take it Gargi is Gargantos,
yeah.
70. What might the Juggernaut cost? I think that's a fair question.
I think Juggernaut's gonna be. I don't think he's gonna be much more. But I think he will be more. I think Juggernaut will probably be 80.
Yeah.
Um,
At least somewhere in the 60 to 80 mark, right? Like
yeah, I
maximum
can't see
Hulk,
him.
Venom.
Yeah, I can't see him being like no $100 or something. But yeah, I think probably like you said, 60 to 80. I'm thinking 80.
He's girthy.
Yes, he's got quite a girth to him. Quite a nice rounded girthy head on
Oh,
Juggernaut.
look who's there. It's Con
Con
Jesus.
Huesos. Con Huesos.
Buddy.
I'm glad you
Haven't
could
seen
join us
you
too,
in
man.
haven't seen you since the last wave.
Yeah, he just pops up when there's new Joes.
It's all
What's going
good.
on, Conway? So, man, good to see you. Juggernaut versus Snake Armor. They'll probably be pretty close in size.
That's why I bought the Hulk Buster and the Hydra Stompers, because I knew I was getting a snake armor and I wanted all these big armor options for photography fights, right? Like,
Yeah, that's perfect.
yeah,
That the Hydra Stomper. I mean, that really fits in with Joe's stuff.
it does. Yeah.
He's got a loose one at Joe Depot that I thought about trying to talk him out of. Let's see. Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat has ties to Joe. See Hasbro. No. Um, I'd see him maybe Street Fighter, a couple of like the less kooky ones, like the more like Guile or maybe even M Bison. But I don't see them. They've got too much of their own stuff to
Yeah.
bring that in as a crossover. And I don't think it would be that popular if they did.
If they did do it, I would buy it. But I at the same time, I don't know why they're dipping in that pool.
Yeah. Well, I put Guile on my team that me and Hot Blender when we made up our teams, our sub teams. I threw Guile in there, so
Mhm.
never know. Liquid Identities in the house. What's going on, Liquid?
We had talk like a while ago when we were shrinking the channel down to like the show down to 2 hosts instead of 3. We were like, should we change the name? And I brought up North versus South, and I think there was just too much algorithm chaos that would have happened with that,
Yeah.
and we would have gotten some colorful people in the chats, I'm sure.
Yeah, we probably wind up with people showing up wanting to know, I thought we were coming for a Civil War reenactment.
Yeah. Oh, good. 2 wet guys.
Yeah,
Shit.
right, right.
Yeah.
Oh, make sure they get that cop figure.
God damn.
um,
Moving on.
collecting Jada toys to implement into my Joes. They just don't have the same look. I mean, they do if you're like just doing pictures or something, just, kind of combining them, but they don't go on the same shelf for me.
If it weren't for the animated face, they would be like, if they tried to make the face more real, then yes, they'd be brilliant for your classified show. But then they wouldn't really be Street Fighter characters. It's a catch
Exactly.
22, right?
Yeah, I mean
But
that's how they nail the Street Fighter is they look like the freaking game. They look cartoony. They're
yeah.
supposed to.
But
Um,
having said that, I'm still an advocate of, like going back to what I think Triple C was saying. They did get pretty heavy into Street Fighter for a couple of years
oh
in the
yeah,
Joe line, right? And so
93.
maybe visiting their own interpretations of a few of those characters, just a visit, maybe a Ryu and a Ken or a Chun Li and a Bison, and then leave it, right? But
See them doing like a couple of 2 packs.
yeah, and I would say
Of,
the
of
same thing for Mortal Kombat, but I think the licensing for Mortal Kombat's fairly different.
Yeah, McFarlane has it right now, and I would really like to see Jada get it because I'd say, man, uh, Hasbro would have to stay on top of their game for if they started doing Mortal Kombat and Jada to
Yeah,
keep me hooked.
yeah. With Jada's way of doing the figures and the blast effects that they need to, and getting the right expressions, they would kill a Mortal Kombat line.
Yep, I
Yeah.
saw a Blanca and a Sagat at a Target last week. That's the first
So
time I've actually seen them.
still no sign of them out here.
I can't believe you guys hadn't gotten them up there yet, especially since their Target is the main place everybody down here has seen them.
Yeah, it's a bit surprising. It's not like it to normally wait that long. So
Yeah. Oh man,
Tekken,
what's
that's
going on,
another.
Canada?
Yeah, yeah, you're right, Matt. Tekken would be another one.
See, I didn't like Tekken. I didn't play Tekken.
I like some of the
Mm,
characters. That's like the fighting games all blend into each other. So when one stands out, and I remember its name, it had something going for it. Tekken was in there.
yeah. I mean, it was definitely one of the bigger ones. I like the more, I don't know, it was just a different feel. Like Mortal Kombat was more almost realistic looking to me. Tekken, Street Fighter was really cartoony. There's just something about Tekken I just didn't love. But
Maybe
Tekken was
this
the
movie
first
didn't.
3D one, right?
Yeah, maybe they just didn't make a horrible enough movie to go with it for you to be behind
Oh,
it, right? No Raul
didn't it?
Julia, no Jean Claude.
Didn't you Bowl do the Tekken? Was that did he do Tekken?
Who's that?
Because there was a there U Bowl,
Oh, I don't
Uwe
know.
Bowl.
I'm not sure. I know I get the Dead or Alive movie confused with Tekken sometimes.
Then maybe
And I
that's
know
what
there was
I'm thinking about.
Jamie
And he did
Priestley was
that.
in that. Yeah.
Yeah, he did that.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it was Dwight Little. I had to look it up. Yeah, he did that
There you
one.
go.
He did.
Mhm.
That's right. All right. You want to talk about some Yojo June stuff?
Sure.
I
Seems
figured we,
relevant.
yeah, figured we'd bring up some of these and kind of go through them. We ain't gonna spend a ton of time on these, but there and there. So I've got pretty much. I just kind of threw all of my pictures that I've been collecting of these guys into just like one lump folder. So um,
Mhm.
I don't have any of the like the good action shots here of this guy. I just grabbed this one. So this is the police officer figure we were talking about.
Mhm.
I hope we get it. I hope they go ahead and push it out to us. You're interested in this guy too, right? Like you're going to buy this guy.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting a minimum of 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'm just looking at the comments talking about the video games. DOA would have to be done by a company not afraid of the female form, like Storm. And Matthew says you need silicone. That man, those Fison figures. Like, could you imagine if they did like the Frazetta and the Fison, those type
Yeah,
figures?
I was just saying DOA just borders too adult for a lot of companies at
Mm-hmm.
some point. Like they had an entire video game dedicated to beach sports because they realized you didn't care if you were fighting, you just wanted to see the characters bounce.
Yep,
Right.
just
So
wanted to see the jiggle.
yeah.
Uh, you have to go to like Hustler to buy the DOA action figures, and they don't even show anything.
Yeah.
Just bikinis.
The only action figure you should still be embarrassed to buy, DOA.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Shame
Let's
on
see.
you.
Uh, I don't know. 25. I think they're worth 25 all day if they actually all go up to 30 for a regular figure. I don't know that I'm going to be trying to buy one of all of them anymore. Um, 30 is kind of a stretch for a basic figure. You get a
Mhm.
lot at 25. At 30, it's just kind of meh on those. Yeah, Puritans.
There's a
All right.
stigma.
No, yeah. All right. So we got the police officer. I think everybody pretty much agrees on him that we want him. He's a good figure. I'm
Yeah.
planning on getting 2. Um, got our all striker, and I got just a bunch of pictures of the all striker. I know you did wind up getting the all striker too,
I
right?
did,
You
yeah.
ordered it. Okay,
I was
it's kind of a must.
I realized I think I'm actually more attracted to the variant they're showing on the left side of the box with absolutely no roll cage. I actually kind of, the more I see it, the more I dig that vibe. It's on the left of it. If you were to
Yeah,
blow that up, you can see he's driving around with
yeah,
dual antennas, no cage, and I was like,
yeah.
yeah.
That's gonna be cool that you can actually do that with it. I
I
like that
like
you can completely take it off.
Yeah, I like the way they balance things out. They've given you some choices. You don't have to have the awe striker you don't like. You can have, a couple
Yeah,
different
with
variations.
roll cage, without, with third seat, without. This is
And the
new too,
interior is
isn't it?
sick. Like,
Yeah,
do we
interior
have
looks good.
pictures of the interior
Yeah,
later? Yeah,
yep.
we'll get there. That's sick.
So I think this thing looks great. I'm glad the tires on here. We
They
were all
look better.
talking about the tires. That was just the render. They were kind of janky on the render with them little bitty tires. I love this one, just flattening the hell out of a retro Viper. Uh,
Sure.
they were getting the most out of these front end shots
Oh,
when they were doing
absolutely. Yeah.
this.
Show
um,
the suspension again.
yeah, make
Now show it
sure
from the other
everybody
angle.
make
Yes.
sure everybody knows that the suspension works. Like
Yeah.
what if we'd have ragged it if it didn't. This is what we wanted
Well,
out of it.
speaking of ragging a bit, we can back off a little bit. I am so glad that they somewhere in here they include the shot of crankcase pulling that rear engine cover off and working on that rear engine, right? That Volkswagen type engine.
Yeah,
And that was such a huge thing of the original Awe Striker was that big honking engine, right? So I was so glad we saw that because it was just everybody's so focused on the suspension of the front end. I was like, did we ever see if that was coming off or not? But yeah, they'll
yeah, and
show a
I've
shot of him.
yeah I've got that picture in here. So there's
Did
our
they have
interior of it.
the did they have the snake decal on the original one? I don't recall. I
Mm,
never had the
I
original
don't
one.
I don't believe so. I had it. I
No.
don't remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, look at
Somebody
that
will know.
dash with the GPS. I love the
Yeah,
GPS. I can
yeah.
hear it already telling me to turn into the lake.
It's in like, what if it's in like Hawk's voice?
Yeah.
But Hawk from the cartoon, not Hawk from the Dragonfly ads,
Yeah, I
where they
know.
made him
I'm
sound
just
like Wild Bill.
I'm a big Office fan and when yeah, there's an episode where Michael drives his car into the lake because the GPS told him to.
That's funny.
Yeah, but that's and the cup holders. But
Yeah.
also, I think that mic comes off, the little CB radio mic. Like
Yeah,
it
I
looks
think
like
it
it snaps in.
detaches. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's probably the same one that comes with Law. Uh,
yeah. What a
no, I
damn
don't
shame
know.
they didn't put that in the vamp.
I know, right? It would have
Uh,
been perfect. And what I would have needed from that was a hanger for the rearview mirror, so you could hang it in the rearview mirror.
yeah,
You
there
see
you
that
go.
as truckers, and they got the mic hook on it to hang on the mirror. Uh, Officer's probably here. Nah, he's not here yet. Like I said, look how long it's taken to get the firefighter. I don't. He ain't ready.
Yeah,
Um, Roman, of course, Gridiron's gonna make mods because of course they will. It's $600 in $100 vamp.
dog gonna hunt, snake gonna bite, gridiron's gonna make money.
That is true. Let's see. Look at yes, Triple C. I do think we will see the Vamp Mark II anytime. Definitely next year, if not by then.
Yep.
But it's coming for sure. I like the Mark II better than the Mark One personally.
Same here. I really
I
do.
like the green version of Clutch better, but I like the Mark II better with the Stinger
Mhm.
add-ons. So here's the shot you were talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
I like the toolkit.
With the toolbox, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Every
great.
vehicle driver needs a toolbox, guys. Like, geez, that's a must-have piece of accessories right there.
Well, I thought one of the more brilliant things that they've done was CoverGirl came with a wrench. You
So
know,
she came with the wrench, and then the retro, I loved it. She came with the sledge.
the hammer.
Right. Yeah. And when you do track maintenance on a tracked vehicle, that is the tool you goddamn need.
Yeah,
Right.
you are not doing it without a sledgehammer.
So I looked at that and I was like, that gives me another glimmer of hope that maybe one day they might put out a Wolverine, right? Like just maybe, probably not, but maybe.
Possibly, I'll have one
Yeah.
by then though. But
Yes, you will.
you got this. I hate that we're getting this 50 cal again with the bullets feeding on the wrong side.
Hmm.
They got it because they've got them going in on the right side or on the left side, which is the right side, and
I
then
gotta
you can
get my
see the belt.
glasses because sometimes they have their pictures flipped.
Well, there's a
Maybe.
belt on the other side too.
Oh God, is it a magic gun? It's a
Yep.
magic gun.
Yep.
Oh well. Okay, sure.
That was my least favorite thing about the Vamp
Yeah.
was those
No.
stupid ass guns.
Well, I mean, when you have 250 cals, okay, I'll accept the toy mechanics of it and just appreciate there's two. But yeah, that seemed a bit sloppy. But oh well, it's just photography,
Yeah.
whatever. Not
Yeah. But
everybody's like a gun expert, right?
we're talking about toys.
Talking about toys.
Anybody that's ever seen Rambo knows that the bullets feed in from the left.
Yes, and you can gun a tank while driving.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
So let's see. We got. I think that's. I like this. I like that they put the winch on the front with
Yeah,
the rope. I
it
dig
is at
that.
the
And then
max length right now.
yeah, that's probably about it. And got the
Yeah,
hook
I
on
just looked
there.
at the
He's
picture. Yeah, the
yeah,
Vamps
that's
rope
it.
wasn't long either.
Well, neither the dragonflies wasn't long. The rope for the dragonfly needed to be twice as long as it is.
Mm.
No, no.
I don't even use that for the dragonfly. I always
I've
thought I
got.
would. I'm just like, nope.
I love it, man. Let's see. I don't know if I can. Let's see. I'll put me on solo. No, let's see. Let me change my. I'll change my light real quick.
Sir, I'm gonna use this time to take myself to the outside, like we
Okay.
talked about.
So right there, I got airborne hanging off of the rope, or it's
Yeah,
being lowered down on the rope.
yeah. I've got torpedo wearing all the harness and everything, but he's nowhere near it.
Oh yeah, I don't have anybody in the harness right now. That's something I need to do.
Oh,
I
torpedo
need to.
looks amazing in it. It
I
just
bet he
it's
does.
perfect for him, right? But yeah, I just never thought to hang him up. I was just like, whatever.
All right, so there's our All Striker pictures.
Mhm.
Retro Bat. Did you order this guy?
I think I if I did, I ordered two through GameStop, and that'll be enough. If they start being peg warmers, they'll stock up because I never had the original bat. Like I missed out on it when I signed on, so I wouldn't mind
Okay.
getting a couple. I know people are kind of sick of them, but I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, I love the bats. The bats and the blue shirts are my favorite. You know, I mentioned it a lot of times. Like I haven't even ordered this yet because I'm just kind of I'm kind of on bat overload, and as much as I like this one, I really just want it for the flame and the laser effect. So I, I'm
Mhm.
not I'm not going to be getting five of this bat to open like I do the others.
So if you zoom in on this, like with this one of the things I like about this, and this is what I didn't like about what I saw at Blowtorch, is go to his flame attachment, or I think it's down. No, not the flame itself, but his flamer. I think they show it down in the corners here. Yeah. So you can see scorching, like the
Yes,
actual scorching effects and the bluing hue of superheated steel on the laser one, right? Like all these different little effects that they've done on them. It's not the first time they've done that. Yet with Blowtorch, it is like the most immaculate nozzle end. Not a lick of
right.
scorching on it from what I've seen. I was like, what a waste. Like
Yeah, I
that's
see.
such a great effect.
that's what I love about this one. That's what makes me want to get this one, and they
Yeah.
know what they're doing
Yeah.
with finally
Carbon story.
doing those the paint effects, and then finally giving these little small blast effect to fit in the
Yeah.
bat. So I'll probably wind up before it's over with getting one, but I'm just not going to get a bunch of these to open, which I hate saying because it's like my favorite troop builder,
Yeah,
but
and
I'm
you've
just
got
kind of
so many,
tired of
right?
buying them. It,
Yeah.
yeah, I've got 25, 26 bats. So,
Yeah. See,
'cause,
I don't have anything past two of each type, right? Like I have one Crimson Bat and then IG2, Arctic 2, but that's about it. And so
I mean, I do really like it. This one is not different enough for me to want to get a bunch of them other than for the effects. And I'm not going to mix them up with the other ones anyway. So what's the point?
yeah.
Um, and then, yeah, there probably are. I mean, we still got jungle bats. I'd like to see an actual Hasbro made that dreadnought bat that was that con exclusive from last year for the SoCal show. That was a
Remember,
really good looking custom. Like to see
you have
that.
Revanche, which is I think
Hmm.
what the bats evolved to, and the Ninja Bat from Sigma 6.
Oh, I always forget about that because we hadn't seen any Sigma 6 stuff brought in.
Kamakura appeared in Sigma 6 apparently.
Yes,
Somebody was
that
saying
was
he was
his.
in an episode, so
Yeah.
but I don't think that's where they got the idea from. I think he's Devil's Due,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
So
Devils do.
mhm.
Josh Blaylock come up with him.
Mhm.
And Zania too.
There you go.
Clint 433 bats. Liquid. Yeah, they finally get the metallic right on the arms. Um, I actually kind of like the grade on the bats more than the actual like metallic. Personally, but I mean it looks good on this
Mhm.
one. Machine Man, what version? What's up, Machine Man is in the house, and so is Clint Jorgensen. What's going on, fellas? Um, what version of the bat was the most durable or well put together? They're all kind of loose. Definitely not the Crimson bat
I
because
was
the
going to
plastic
recommend the
shit.
Arctic Bat had I think more deco on it and it kind of seemed a bit sturdier, but
Um, I would
yeah,
probably say the original, like the 33,
I
or
think so.
the Iron Grenadier. But that's if you're gonna customize one, man, it'd be really hard to mess up that Iron Grenadier bat, but also getting that gold off of it. But out of all of the versions, the Iron Grenadier bat is probably the most well constructed figure.
And it is the most abundant right now, I think too. Like they're pretty much
Yeah,
everywhere. Yeah.
yeah, you can get them on Amazon for retail. So um, scuba bat waterproof up to 50 meters. Oh, that's funny. I don't care who you are. All right, so we got some other pictures of the bat at the file card, and then here's what you were kind of talking about. Oh,
Yeah,
what did I do? Hang on, I just clicked something.
that's okay. We can all
All
see.
right,
Oh, there you go.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. So there's the flame with the bluing with the laser and the scorch in with the flamethrower. I think that looks great.
Yeah. Yeah. That's to me, that sells the weapons, right? But
Uh, I'm I'm still I'm still a big proponent of the blue laser coming with any Cobra Trooper. I think all Cobra Troopers need the cartoon SMG and a laser. A
well,
laser. Freaking
I'm
laser.
big on if anything spits fire, it should have some black scoring at the end, really. Like,
Yeah.
unless you just got it out of the shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just get your bat back from the mechanic,
Yeah.
which I guess would be scrap iron, wouldn't it?
Yes, you're correct. It would be scrap iron. He's the guy.
Oh yeah, I forgot about bat at. It's the Star Wars bat. It just needs the
Oh.
apostrophe. Crimson bat is still easy to get, but man, the plastic on that figure, that was during the 60s and 70s in the line, like the numbered run, and they use some of the worst plastic.
Yeah.
So gummy. The figure plastic is really gummy during those waves. Now, I'm no plastic expert, but I got a bunch of them, and they're all fucking gummy. So,
Yeah, no, my Crimson Bat's like the Scarecrow in the Wizard of Oz when he first comes off the pole. Like everything's loose, gummy, everything. It's just oil can. Oh, wait, that's the Tin Man. Never mind.
yeah, kind of works though, doesn't it?
Hmm. Sorry, I'm doing a Smoking Joe's thing tonight.
Oh,
Apparently,
it's all right. Puff, puff,
shout out to
pass.
those guys. Well, what a great show they've got going.
That is, they're a lot of fun to listen to.
Yeah.
Shane and Woody, and just Jeff when he's on Legends,
Yep.
but Shane and Woody.
Yep. Nothing but
They, they,
positive
they,
feedback.
they got a great show, man. I love listening to those guys. Pop Blender jumping in here saying my ex-girlfriend used to come off the pole. Wouldn't on the pole be more fun though? Zing. All right, so look at the bat. We've got a green shirt here.
Yep.
This is a cool figure, man. It's about time they got around to doing this.
Yeah. I was more excited about this when it was a name drop. When I saw it, I was like, this makes perfect sense. But I don't know. I'll have two. I'll appreciate it. I'll probably appreciate it more once it's in hand, but I kind of find them more lackluster the longer I look at them. Which
They're
is
just bland. They're really they don't
maybe,
pop. Nothing about them pops. They're just really bland.
and I think that's a better word for it. And also I have to acknowledge that makes them perfect because the green shirt is a generic,
Yeah,
volunteer Joe, right? So bland is what you want, I guess. But I can see
yeah.
a lot of customs out of this, right?
Oh yeah, these guys are made for customizing. I mean, it's what you want, like out of a green shirt. They're just generic AF.
Yeah.
These are the Joe cannon fodder. It's
Mhm.
funny how, like, when they're needed to be, there was like 1,000 of these guys, but any other time you just saw the regular core characters in the comic.
Yeah. So we
But
finally get the reinforcements from the 80s what we wanted, but we get the 80s weapons too.
well, they actually they got something right in retro
Yeah.
with the weapons.
Yeah,
So
and now we're getting full on retro on this made up character.
yeah, exactly. You're getting the exact retro version you want of this character they never made.
Yeah.
At least not
Okay.
up until 94 anyway.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So I'll buy two.
I have not ordered this guy yet. I'm same as you, same as like the police officer figure. I want two. I need a white one and a black one so I
Yes.
can make in my head I can have them doing some kind of fish out of water buddy cop scenario. So
Yep.
yeah, that's exactly what I want. But
I
I
think a
actually
lot of people picture it, right?
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have them. Well, same thing with the police officer figure. I want one of each, and I want to put them in the ramen van like they're on the most boring stakeout ever. Talking about takeout, or maybe if you could find some 1/12 scale pistachios.
So one of the things I'll give no gatekeeping here. One of the things I wanted to do with the legacy police officer was a head swap with I wanted to track down a Hasbro Legends Mysterio from the Spider-Man MCU, and I wanted
Mhm.
to track down the sidekick from Ant-Man, played by that famous Spanish guy that tells all the great stories there.
Yeah.
So you have your end of watch police set from the
Oh
movie End
yeah.
of Watch, right?
Yeah.
I thought that was I was like, I got to make End of Watch, but tracking down the Jake Gyllenhaal might be a bit harder than I think.
Wonder if I could find a good Martin Riggs and Roger Murtaugh head sculpt for those
There you go.
guys.
Like everybody's got a buddy cop they think of, right? Yeah.
Mhm. Do
So,
do Axel Foley and Billy Rosewood.
mhm.
That'd be great. All right, so where is that? I'm curious to know, like, where his dick is. There's another picture of this dude, and then I got another picture of the Caucasian.
Yep.
Not Asian, I'm Caucasian.
They're both named Carl, right? Like, shut up,
Yeah,
Carl.
Carl,
Yo,
Carl
Joe,
and
shut
Carl.
up, Carl.
Yeah, shut up. Damn it, Carl. Or was it shut the fuck up, Carl?
Yeah.
That's the meme. That's the meme for everything. Sarge and Mercer. What do you digging Sarge and Mercer? What do
I
you think
like
about
this
that?
set. Yeah, I didn't ask for another Sergeant Slaughter, but I like this set a lot. I think what they did with Sergeant Slaughter was enough to merit it being a new figure. Like,
Yeah.
cool loadout, cool look. It's still another Sergeant Slaughter maybe you didn't need, but the Mercer, everybody's offset about some expectation of what Mercer should have looked like. And I acknowledge, okay, yeah, depending on what comic or whatever you followed on Mercer, but you can't tell me that's a bad figure I'm looking at here. Like
Oh,
that is a
Mercer?
solid
No.
looking, yeah,
This is exactly what I wanted in a Mercer figure.
yeah,
I mean, they got the color right, they got the outfit right, but most importantly, they got that right
sure.
there. That's what I need. That's what I need from a Mercer figure. And like everybody, oh, he's so short. Like it's not he's so short. Sarge is so big.
Yeah. That's exactly it. It's perspective now. He's going to be average. I think he's just an average 6
Yeah.
to 6.2, right? Like
Yep.
he'll
Yep.
scale alongside everybody else, look Flint right in the eye, right? But yeah, I ordered this right away, and I like that they're starting to throw more Chris Factors and kind of like these different kind of shotguns. They're stepping away from the crappy shotguns they had from number 23 to number 78 or whatever, right?
The best shotgun that they've got is that drum that oddly enough was supposed to come with the police officer figure, but also comes with the Hiss gunner and the claw
Yeah.
pilot has it as
And
well. I love it.
I'm glad you brought that up because I was disappointed they included it with the police officer
I
because
was
I
I
was
was
yeah, I was hoping they were going to give him like some sort of like riot relevant gun, like a gas gun or a beanbag gun or something, right? Like do him right. No, he'd show
or
me the cops that are walking around with that aren't SWAT,
yeah,
like
a SWAT don't even fucking have those
yeah,
things.
it's just it was I think it was a poor weapons choice, but you know what? That set's amazing. I can't even draw a negative light to it.
At least like like a Remington, do another version, like what come with CoverGirl and Hawk. Do some kind of modify that one a little bit because I mean
Yeah.
that's what they're actually gonna have is a little stubby like that. So Bobby wants to know, can't you just use the first breaker head crow
I can,
so
but
I
I've only
can
got the one breaker, so I don't want to really give up his head for that. Yeah. But I see the point. That's a good point, Bobby.
desert camo okay with Mercer, and the accessories are numerous and great. Lots of new stuff in this pack, all
Yeah.
the way around. There's a lot of new accessories in this pack. I love this grenade
So I like,
launcher
and
shotgun.
I think I said this to you or to Punk before too. It's I do feel like this Sergeant Slaughter will inadvertently breathe new life to your shelf where you have your 60th anniversary soldiers from earlier in the
Hmm.
line. A lot of people criticize those, but I mean you're getting some good some good loadout with Sergeant Slaughter that would go well on any of them. Picture one of their tunics on over Sergeant Slaughter, like the Cadpat tunic. Like
Oh
I think it's
yeah,
gonna look good, right? So
yeah, I do too. Yeah, working shoulder holster for Mercer, and what goes in it? Because I only see two pistols and I see two. Okay, I guess this one is Mercer's, I guess,
yeah,
and then
but then where's the
obviously that's
silencer go?
Sarge. And what goes
Uh,
over here for Sarge? His
That looks like a
baton.
knife. That's a knife.
Okay, it's a knife sheath probably for that one. That one
Uh,
goes in Mercer's boot. Yeah, that's a
Again,
good.
digital renders, like if you look down at the Chris Factor, I think it's missing the tip of it. Like I don't think they
Yeah,
got everything in the picture, so they could be
yeah.
missing something, or maybe they did get it. I don't know. Oh shit, that fucking fell on me.
Then there's a whole other box silencer or suppressor over here. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I guess we'll see when we get it. Either way, a lot of neat kit.
It's a
Looks good.
potpourri set. Yeah, it's got a bit of
Yeah,
everything.
yeah. I do like that they give Sarge that giant revolver, kind of leaning into. You could kind of see firing a shot back at another company with a Sergeant Slaughter with that
Yeah, and
giant revolver.
so another thing that kind of sparked my curiosity about it too was there you've got a few different hat options going on here, and what I think I saw, and I'm sure I didn't imagine this, was I saw Mercer with the red beret on it. He didn't look too bad, but maybe it was somebody copying pasting it over it. I'm not sure.
Hey,
Is it in the
yeah, I have
images?
no. It's not in the
No.
images. It's Sarge's.
Mm.
But I think that would look good.
Yeah.
Throw it on Mercer. GI Jetman says, Crow, do you think we'll get Red Dog and Taurus 2-pack and
Eh,
Liquid? I don't, they're, I think they're not confirmed. I think they're a 2-pack that hasn't been officially confirmed, but they're coming. They're like confirmed, but not confirmed. I think Chris McLeod like said that they're coming or alluded to it. I believe somebody, I think it was Chris, has, um, but they haven't been announced. But yeah, I
So
think they're a 2-pack. I would
yeah.
hope that we wouldn't have to buy those guys separately, but we're talking about Hasbro.
So it's a fair point, and it's something I brought up this week to it. Where was I? A toy kind of mood. I think yes, you can one look forward to that 2-pack coming out, but also what confuses us sometimes is a character will come out and it won't have the icon for the team that they're affiliated with, right? Like uh the Renegades here. Yeah, does this have a Renegades logo on the box? I didn't notice. I'm not sure, right? But if
No,
it had the Renegades on there, you'd be assured. You'd be like, we're gonna get all the Renegades, right? Like
we
Mad
yeah,
Marauders finally came through. Um, Ninja Force is one that's just now starting to put a logo like, hey, we have a team we're building
yeah,
here, right? But Nunchuck and Kamakura and a couple others were out on the market for a while. So
yeah,
yeah,
and they're not Ninja Force,
yeah, I get why
not
people ask,
branded.
like, should we expect these things or not? Because Hasbro's never really clear with their rhyme or reason of when they're releasing what.
Yeah, and we don't get like we never get much of a story aside from what's in the blurbs on the characters. So
Yeah.
um Turk says the silencer
Oh, maybe
goes
that was
to
it.
goes to the vector. So yeah,
Yeah, I've never
that would
handled a
make
vector. I've just
that
seen
would
them.
make sense. And then Stanley, Emily, it was Emily that mentioned Red Dog and Taurus, and then Chris has them listed for 26.
There
That's
you go.
what it was. That's
Yeah.
what it was. So all right, so get these nice action shots like this. Sarge taking out, I think it's 9 Vipers, 3, 6, yeah, 9 fighting 9 Vipers. Mercer just sitting back there
Yeah.
watching, chilling.
Yeah.
So there's the look. There's
Maybe
Jay
that's what I
Astro
was thinking
mentioned it.
of. Yeah.
Evil Sarge with that beret, definite callback to his heel turn that Punk likes to reference a lot.
Yeah, it's
Which
not
I
the
mean, it's
same guy,
perfect.
but it's not the same guy at all. But all I can think of is that I just hear that figure going, "I'm a sexual tyrannosaurus."
I could see it with the chin, man, and
Yeah,
glasses. Yeah, yeah, I could
the
see
way
it.
he's leveling
Mu-
that gun too, right? Just
Oh yeah, it's perfect. Oh man, I just hope someday we get some classified esque Predator figures. Wouldn't that
oof.
just be so awesome if we could get those? Just somebody get the likeness to do
You
it.
know what
Name them.
I just noticed? This is my first time I think I've seen this photo, and you know what I love here, and it's ironic. There's not a single Viper weapon on here, and they lost all their goggles.
That's not. He see
Somebody brought their
even
Viper collection from home for this photo
yeah
shoot.
yeah even they know fuck them goggles.
Yeah, fuck them goggles and fuck those
Yeah.
guns.
Though I do like the one that the Viper comes with, but it's just not like a it's not it's more like a
Yeah,
sniper rifle. It's
I
not like
like
a
it. It's fine. They're fine weapons, but again, we go back to what is retro supposed to give us,
yeah
right? And that gun is just it's so close, yet so far from an actual retro gun.
yeah they got the color right.
Yeah, the color was right, and I feel like that was done maliciously. Like, yeah, this is as close as you're gonna get,
Yeah.
jerk.
Yep. It's like they're like, yeah, give them this. Ha ha.
Yeah,
Just they got some really good shots of these guys. I like that one. Just ready to kick some ass and take some names. And get the whistle for Sarge.
yeah.
Um, Now the other head sculpt for Mercer, the one that he's got in the package, the one that comes on him, I don't care for this one. And
No,
Triple C's Ice Ice Baby, Mercer Baby, he does look like Vanilla Ice here on this one. He looks like Vanilla Ice trying to take a shit.
yeah. There's just something disingenuous about the expression on his face, like
It's like he
s-
just walked in on his girlfriend banging somebody.
yeah, yeah. That's fair.
Like, I don't know whether to cry or break somebody into.
From the people who brought you Maximum Parker.
Nice. So awesome shots of these guys. I'm excited for this set. I am a Sergeant Slaughter fan. I've always been a big Sarge fan, so I'm
Well, you
pretty
better
excited
be.
for these
You will
guys.
be this weekend.
Yeah, this is true. We'll hopefully get to spend some quality time with Sergeant Remus. Um, Eyes are a little glassy too.
It's his meth smile,
I know he's got too many teeth.
but they are kind of gritty looking. You can black some of those out.
Yeah.
A little bit of brown
Boy,
staining.
he's been hanging out with low light. He does look like he's been up for 3 or 4 days. The only thing this set's missing is a couple of rails. That's what Mercer's missing. He's missing a couple of lines. Kyle Budo Gesso. About
I ordered
old
2.
Budo.
Yeah.
You got 2?
I got 2
Budos.
Yeah.
So I'll say it. I've already said it a couple of times. I think Budo is stupid, and I still think he's stupid. But my God, they made this figure look great.
Yep. I agree. I thought, like the old phrase, jumping the shark, if everybody remembers the Happy Days where Fonzie jumps the shark and that became a thing, like you've gone
Oh
too
yeah,
far, right?
yeah,
That to me, Budo represented that for G.I. Joe a little bit. Like when I was a kid, I was saying, come on, this is bullshit.
yeah. I
Right? But
was too. Like I was still buying Joes and playing
mhm.
with Joes and stuff when Budo come out, and I had no desire to have Budo. Like he was
No.
one that I was just like, well, I've reached the point where I don't need all the figures every year.
Yeah. And now here I am buying 2 of the classified version because I just see so much going on here that I'm like, yeah, this is sitting twice on my shelf.
Yeah, and I mean he's got so many different looks. Like that, he reminds me of Tripwire. Like you can do so
Mhm.
much with the kit that comes with him. You could
Yep.
probably buy 4 of these and have entirely different figures.
No, I think you nailed that comparison exactly. This is a tripwire all over again when he's got a light layer and he's got a heavy layer. You can
Hmm.
interchange them, right? He's wearing the light layer on the buck right now, and the heavy layer is off to the side with the samurai shit. I
Yeah,
think you called it right there. So
and I do like that they put the whatever that is. Somebody said it, the diamond pattern, whatever it is. They got it on his samurai armor, and then he's actually got it on his
Mhm.
actual like his body armor here. So I do like that they carried that over. Got his full name on here though, instead of his just his
Yeah, that's a bit of weak
Gesso
sauce right there.
or
Yeah.
Budo. I should have put Gesso and Budo in parentheses on it.
Yeah,
Um,
why you would put your first name on your name tag if you're in a military unit is because you are faking it,
yeah,
right? So
yeah.
the
S-
samurai is
Stolen
appropriating
valor.
military culture.
Stolen valor.
Stolen valor, but I'm not calling him on it because he's a samurai.
Yeah, Kyle Stolen Valor Gesso.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay, soldier
yeah.
Jesso.
Yeah. Don't cut me with your sword from the wrong side.
Yeah.
That's how I know Matthew's probably not listening anymore. He hadn't said anything about the swords yet. Uh, you think this will open up Bushido coming?
Yep.
I don't even know what the hell Bushido looks like. I
Ninja
don't even
Force, and
remember
he would use
Bushido.
so
Oh,
the helmet set, and basically half of this Buck's armor would make Bushido. It'd just be a repaint.
okay.
Yeah, and it's
Now I'm
Ninja
gonna have to.
Force. Yeah.
I gotta look him up now. So, because I got 3D Joe's right here, and
But and this is something Darren and I'll get into a little bit later as we talk about our what our
oh,
predictions phase of this is. But again, this is working. When I say yes, I agree. This could mean Bushido. I'm saying yes if if this line went to its full lifespan of a classified for every figure they did between 80, 82, and 94.
yeah,
Yes. If it dies out, I can't see Bushido being a priority.
there he is.
Yeah.
I knew I
Hey,
could
man.
bait him into commenting. Yes,
It's how
we
you
have.
nurture a live. You bait somebody.
That's right.
Yeah.
So he looks great, man. They got some really good
Mhm.
shots of him. And I
Mhm.
didn't even see this till you mentioned it. The John Wick looking a little bit.
Jo- John Wick and 47 Ronin. You get
Yeah.
both of them in this. Yeah.
Keanu. Oh, I didn't even really realize that till you said it. And I'm like, holy shit, I can see it now.
Mhm. Yeah,
Got
it's a
the
fun
hair
looking
pulled back.
fig.
He does look
And
like there's a lot of fun.
yeah. And he does look like every douchebag sidekick character from an action movie that just has it coming, right? With that top knot on his head. I feel like I've seen this guy get killed 1,000 different ways in a movie.
That's the reason that I grew my hair out was because I wanted to put it in a top knot.
Oh yeah, I did the same thing when I got out of the military, but it gets old real fast when you're
It-
trying to pull
It's old.
elastics out in a hurry.
Yeah, it gets
Yeah,
old trying to keep it in a top knot and make sure
yeah,
it's a top knot and not a man bun.
yeah.
Mm, um,
I
like the
totally see
little
this guy driving a Honda.
for sure with a
Yeah.
wing on the back.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Like a 2 foot wing on the back of it. And Tark says ninjas are real, all right?
Store bats,
Yeah,
technically.
that's right. There's an Arctic Bushido that might be a tier for the snowcat. God, I hope not.
Oh, I mean,
Uh,
maybe that would be the perfect place for it, so that it's not, you know, it's, I don't know. I get what you're saying, Triple C, but again, it's who knows? Who knows what Hasbro's doing with their releases, right?
yeah, I mean, we talked about it. They're all over the place, and that, I mean, they're kind of smart to stagger them that way because they keep us guessing. They're like you
Mhm.
just said, there's so much in the line in the 12 years of the line for them to pull from, and do two from this year, two from that year, and it was like, oh, what about doing this one instead of this one? Like Frag Viper. There's probably
Yeah,
five other Vipers I could name that I would have done before Frag Viper, but it's
sure
just
thing.
me.
And the thing, I like, well, not to get into the HasLab, right? But here's the pickle, okay? There's only maybe 5 or 6 regular edition Joes in 82 to 94 that fit into that winter theme, the same way Snow Job did, spread out through
Yeah.
that line, right? So if you're Hasbro, do you tackle that over 5 waves with maybe a figure here and a figure there, and people collect winter, or do you pile everything into that HasLab and get it off with one shot, and then hope that you can trickle in after some more winter characters? Like, I'm not sure how that puzzle looks. So you mentioned Bushido as a repaint added to a HasLab. I'm like, anything's freaking possible, like at that point. Like, It's a good point, Triple C.
I mean, it's a good place to put him. You're right.
Mhm.
Nobody, if that was a tier, people would be like, "Oh man, I didn't want Arctic Bushido." But the people that did want Arctic Bushido and we're going to buy a snowcat, they're going to be like, "Hell yeah!" Because it's going to be one figure in there probably that's going to be kind of a crazy
Does he
leg.
make more or less sense than a shoeless quick kick in the winter? I don't know. You tell me.
he
You tell me
he
how
got
it
on
works.
a coat with no shoes.
All right, so we're looking at more of the pics. There he is beating the crap out of bats.
Yep, slice them
Retro
off.
bats, plug, 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 plug.
Mhm. Yeah, because you can't put an old figure in a picture for a new
No.
character. They
Why would
can't
you
do
ever
that.
do that? Why would you
They
make people look at their collections and go, "Oh, that's so cool. I have that guy."
yeah, don't have to buy that new one because I got this guy. I forgot.
Yeah, I think it's one of the worst things they do with their photography is refuse to go back in their line often.
Yeah.
But yeah. That cape I could
Um,
have probably passed on. I don't know. Was that in the slice and dice set as well? Did they have a cape like the bamboo grass
I've
thing?
got I have slice and dice in here, and
Hmm.
I don't have all of their pictures. There is something. I think theirs is just a poncho. I
Okay.
don't think
I
it's
don't
the grass like camo one.
I don't hate it, but it really so I don't hate it, but I feel like it better have some really good washes to it. Otherwise, it's too bland for the color sets that they're doing. Right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like dropping ice cream on a painting. It's like, oh, I can see that that's not part of this, right? Like, yeah,
yeah. And
yeah,
Liquid
straw
says
cape
it's
needs a wash. Yeah.
yeah needs a wash. I'd buy a Bikini Baroness figure too. Give me a Bikini Baroness and a shirtless Zorana 2-pack.
Show me the company making that. Is
No,
that
the
Boss
same
Fight
company. It's
Studios?
yeah, gonna make those DOA figures.
Yeah.
uh Triple C says, why do you just want to stick with 82 to 94? Because that's
Because
where most
it's a
people are with nostalgia.
it's a mathematics thing for me. Because right now that puts them at my age, which is between the 45 to 55-year-old bracket of the collectors that were there when they originally collected those lines. They're in the retirement age, they have a disposable income, they have savings. They're more lucrative than people that are actually working, just getting their careers started, a lot of the case. So I think that Hasbro recognizes they have a window to take our money before we age out. That to
Yeah.
me is the sense of it.
Yeah, and Matthew says, what are you talking about? No one said that, but there have only been a handful of characters created since then. He's probably like dipping into thinking about like Pursuit of Cobra and some of the stuff
Extended
like
lore.
that. Yeah,
Yep,
because they made up all kind of shit in Pursuit of
sure.
Cobra.
It's
So
technically where Helix came from, right? She was developed for a video game that's part of extended lore. Like they have shown interest in stuff like that too. It's just you can't speak to
yeah,
why I'm.
Shadow Tracker.
Yep.
So yeah, as for me, like that's where it's at for me. Like when I think of 3 3/4 Joes, my mind stops at 94. And
Yeah.
just like, what she's saying, like we're the age with the disposable income,
Hmm.
and that's where they're hitting it at. So
And career
liquid,
professionals tend to be at the peak of their careers in their 40s, maybe late
yeah,
30s, right? So even the
yeah.
designers are kind of a lot of the times geared more towards my generation than that post 94 generation. That being said, 5 years from now, who knows what we're going to get in the class like this kind of toy market, right? It could be all about those post 94 toys.
Well, yeah, I mean, if it keeps going, I mean, the whole entire wealth of the brand. I mean, you already got the anniversary guys, you're getting
Mhm.
the legacy collection guys, you got like the adventure team. There's so much stuff, and then you got all the post stuff, right? We talked about Sigma Six,
Yep.
still got GI Joe Extreme,
Mhm.
all kind of stuff like that. I like Liquid's comment. I do too. We were kind of talking about this with the desert. Put more focus on completing the environmental forces before give us one figure and then a year later give us one more. So uneven, right? We've been joking about Snow Job, fighting off half a Cobra in the cold.
Yes, absolutely. And as a king of the North, I demand more winter support.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well,
But
just stay
yeah.
frosty. It's stay cool.
Hang
Something
in there.
frosty. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
something frosty coming. So we
Yeah.
hope.
But Triple C, more to your point, also a little bit later, down South 77, I keep calling you by your name. We're going to be talking about some, challenging looking Joes that like for one reason or another for the Hasbro process, right? And a lot of them come from that later generation that we were aging out on. But you have to think about when you're a company, you walk from it's safer to go from the known to the unknown in a slow, meticulous manner. And that's what Hasbro's been doing. They've been building up designs for weapons stocks, building up a fan base, right? Before they jump into the sci-fi stuff that's going to be really kind of there's no known comparison in the military for them to base it off of,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, they're just kind of making it up as they go along. So all right, so I'm gonna move on through some of these. So because I'm about to go take me a quick break and go ahead and get through some of these. Hawk and the MMS. Is this something you were down for, Crow?
Hands down, yes. Had to.
Oh, I've not ordered this yet. I'm not. I want Hawk. I don't care about the MMS. So this one will be a pick it up later thing for me at a $75 price point.
That's fair.
So just I like the Hawk figure, and he's going to
Mhm.
fit in with the green shirts, although they're a little brighter. But um, I have I got the HMS. Like I wasn't overly impressed with it, so we all knew this
Yeah.
was coming. With
This is yeah, you're right. I'm doing it mostly for the Hawk, but I said when the HMS or the Cobra MMS came out, I thought I would have really rather they had done the Joe one first. And
yeah,
I do because I like this with my vamp. I want this with the Awe Striker, things like that for the
yeah,
shelf. But I can get why other people would be like, nope, that's the exact same thing I bought for Cobra. I'm not
and
doing
I'm
it
glad.
again.
I'm glad that they did it and they did put Hawk with it because that it wouldn't have been right if it was anybody else or, like if we didn't get a figure, although they said we're going to get one with everything, like Hawk came with it. It needed to be this version of Hawk.
Sure. Now, on a tactical perspective way of looking at this, okay, wouldn't wouldn't something devastating occur on a governmental level if you found out you and your enemy were using the exact same kind of missile defense system? Like, wouldn't you look at your contractors and go, "Okay, we're done." Right? Like,
Yeah.
hey, oh, you're using Destro too? Oh, this is embarrassing. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
They're all buying Stark Tech from Obadiah Stane.
yeah, yeah, it's that whole, feed both sides of the army, Lord of War kind of aspect, right?
Yeah.
The
So,
Stinger was a big hint too, I suppose.
yeah, yeah. We'll just put a different weapon system on there and throw some doors on it. They'll never know.
Yeah. Wait a minute, they're not enemies, they're relatives. They're just having a family feud at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I love that
yeah.
look.
Yeah, this is a great picture. I love this picture right here. And liquid, yeah, I blew that up when we were talking about it. That's something else I can't get past is they still refuse to fix these blast effects.
Yeah, at this point, I feel it's just grossly negligent and kind of in your face that we are not willing to divert anything to correct that. Right. And I do feel blast effects are one of those things like you should be updating these every couple of waves, introducing new
Yeah,
ones, taking old ones out, replacing them with updated.
I agree. I'd be happy if they would just fix them being backwards on the paint on the
Yeah,
color, but
yeah.
um, I would like to see some new ones thrown in. Like, I mean, this one is just that was all stuff that they made extra of for the other set. Lord knows there were plenty of scrap irons made, so it's time to do some new ground effects like these.
I'm
It's
with you.
time for some new ones. Oh,
My
oh, we'll
favorite
just skip
one, my favorite, and I'll say this, it's not often we talk about blast effects and anything other than they suck. But my favorite blast effect has always been that swooping cloud in the yeah, that one. That
that.
was
Yeah.
always my one because that worked on so many levels for bazooka, for other weapon systems, for a flight pod doing a low pass, all these different effects, even like a vamp turning a corner too fast, I suppose, if you angled it right. And I think they needed to do more extending smoke stuff, right? Like for some of their stuff, but they'll never get to that. I think
No.
there's a if there's a third party company out there besides Top Fun and Gridiron, there's somebody that could make a killing just doing blast effects all day.
Oh yeah, I'm doing all different types for and different size ports for everything. Yep. I
Mhm.
like this one. I like the boom one. I like that
Yeah, a
one.
little
That one's my
grenade pop.
favorite one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That
And
one's
Woody's
that
right.
one.
It's basically a giant fuck you. The not fuck you is it's fund us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
buying three.
That's convenient. Yeah. So
Yeah,
he's buying giant fuck you, but he's buying three.
yeah.
And he probably is. So good
But that's
shots on this
punishment to
thing.
them because it's only three and not 30.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Take
Uh,
that, Hasbro. You just lost Woody.
they're
The
never
line
gonna
is
lose,
dead.
Woody. Yeah, line's dead. Line's dead.
Woody's gone.
Good. They good shot. They put way more effort into getting these pictures done than they did into the MMS. So
Yeah. I
so
got
here we go.
I gotta say too, like Hawk coming with Stalker's kit. I heard people complaining about that back sleeve gun tote there. And that's another one I wish they had put a harness suspension for, or like some sort of strap instead of that post. Because I have had so many variations of that and none of them fit well.
Yeah, yeah. The
Yeah.
scabbard and the back. Yeah. I don't particularly love it. They just need to make sure that whatever weapon they're sending out with it actually fits in it. But
Yeah.
I mean, they are a thing. I mean, the rifle scabbards. I mean, they're a
Yeah.
thing. So,
Yeah.
um,
It's
not
just
an
dust
army builder.
protection. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm getting one, and we'll say what's up to Mr. Madgus is here. Old man fell asleep. That's all right,
So
man. You're here now. That's what matters.
Triple C, that's another good point you're making. It's not an army builder. And why isn't it? All you had to do is throw a steel core helmet in there, and you've got everything else you've been doing with the bland OG-13 kind of look. Like, I just was like, man, you could have made this a troop builder. Like, Hawk isn't that he's pretty generic looking.
Yes.
Guys did this with Grunt.
Maybe we complain so much about getting so many steel core helmets. They were like, all right, you know what? Screw it. We're no more
Yeah.
steel core helmets for you guys. You got enough.
It'll kill the line.
Yeah. Line's dead. Steel
Yeah.
core. And Triple D, what's up, man? And by we, I mean me and Loki. So I guess you guys are already hanging out pre-gaming for JoeFest.
Oh, yeah.
Look
Make
forward
a
to
week of
seeing
it. Good
you
boys.
guys in a couple of days. Let's see, read through the comments here. So we're going to get into Slice and Dice before we do, because I think Slice and Dice is the last one we got to go over. I tell you what, we'll go ahead and get through Slice and Dice, and then I'm going to run
Okay.
to the restroom.
Yeah. Before
I'll
you do, I'm just gonna turn off my camera because I gotta go see if my kid's in bed.
okay. All
But I'm
right.
still listening to you.
All right. Well, I'll still be here talking. So I'm doing my pop blender impression. I love these guys. I think they look great. I only had Slice as a kid. He was one of the last two Joes that I bought. Say what's up to Antonio
That time.
V. Montano the second. First time in the chat. Well, welcome, man. Thanks for stopping by and listening to us. We do this show every other Wednesday, and then on the odd Wednesday between those, I do one with my cousin Pop Blender called Seven's Wild. That's very similar, just different rhetoric, I guess. But thanks for stopping in, man. Good to see you
Hi,
here.
Antonio.
So I dig Slice and Dice. They really knocked these guys out of the park. I think updating them for classified.
Yep.
Okay, they come with so much stuff, man.
Yeah.
And I don't have the picture that I didn't save of them is the loadout without, the white loadout with everything spread out like we looked at for Sergeant Mercer. But I've got
Mm.
a picture of the box, so
Yeah, the
um,
piece count shot.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think these guys look great. I never had dice, but I'm digging him. He's got the hat, so get a couple of these and you can recreate the guys from Big Trouble
Big
in Little
trouble.
China.
Yeah. Yeah, that hat sold it for me. So a while ago when I was doing uh, more with my hands and building customs, I had the 75% solution on my own Budo custom, and it was dependent on a hat like that. But it was a 3D printed hat that Loki printed for me at JoeFest last year, and it broke. So I had to stop working on it. So I was really glad to see Classified made a much sturdier hat, and nothing against the product. It was just that theirs was molded plastic. And
Oh
I
yeah,
love that look for the ninjas.
yeah. I do that kind of Ronin kind of look.
Yeah, yeah. The gritty,
I
dirty
like,
samurais.
yeah, dirty samurai bastard.
You dirty samurai.
Liquid says, I really hope that straw hat fits with Budo. Me too.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't, if it's gonna fit these guys, like with the bigger, looks like bigger heads, bigger
Mhm.
diameter there, I would think it would probably fit on that, the unmasked Budo with the hair down.
The hair down, I could see it. Maybe not with the top knot, but with the hair down, I
Yeah.
can see it maybe fitting. You know, I'm gonna say it again. Everybody keeps talking about Budo and how he's gonna work with slice and dice. Don't forget, he's that tactical version of Budo fighting these guys with quick Night Force quick kick is gonna look ballin', right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're all sharing the same mask themes, right? And this tactical, you know, Jet Li style kind of way of going about things. It's awesome. It'll look great.
It will. I didn't think about that because honestly, I don't really think about the Night Force quick kick. But you got
No,
a good point. That's those two sets will look good
they will.
together. You could throw throw nunchuck in there too
No,
with quick kick.
yeah, exactly. And this was the thing. As soon as I saw what the quick kick loadout was, and then I saw where these were going, I was like, they did this intentionally. Like that
Oh
was all
yeah,
intentional. Yeah.
yeah, oh yeah. That's a good idea. Liquid Identity. Anticipation of this, I picked up another blue ninjas to use the
Yeah.
extra mask. I like the blue ninja set.
Yeah. I got
That,
two
that's
sets of those. I like them.
that's a good little set. I like the blue ninjas.
Okay. So somebody in
So,
the chat better make reference to Soul Calibur because we're not answering that anymore. That pose.
so hold on, I gotta do it because we're talking about these guys. So you're not gonna be able to hear it, Crow, but I think you can imagine.
Regular cannon you say? No, says I. Watch this, people. Here we just roll through each other part. What's that? Except for the ninja stars.
Got it on my TV in time.
Oh, there
Ninja
you go.
Star.
That's what's missing from this set is a can of Copenhagen.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Ninja Star, and I was like, "You're right."
Yeah,
Why didn't they give
the-
him the Ninja Star?
yeah, he needs ninja stars, ninja stars.
Just give him quick
So
kicks, little thingy thing. Okay,
yeah,
I guess they've given enough kit though. I shouldn't even laugh about that. They've done more than enough kit.
yeah, these guys look good, man. Dice's bladed staff. You got the
Yeah.
axes, these ornate axes. I mean, they're not even just like solid metal; they're sculpted in.
Yeah.
I'm excited for these guys, and this is one thing that I never ever wanted to see right here.
Yeah.
But
It was
I'm
inevitable.
excited. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
And
Uh,
I look at sorry, which one's slice, which one's dice? Which one's the red
red
one?
red is slice.
Okay, so slice's second head. All I hear is from the people who brought you Dark Lawn. Right? Like it's similar. And I wonder if they would look good swapped out.
There he
Yeah,
is.
that thing.
This thing looks badass too.
They've got to look great up close because at a distance, all I see is like silver with two eyes and some
Yeah,
black trim.
I'll put me on solo. You
Mm-hmm.
can't really tell it.
Yeah, it's silver is one of
It
those things you need the light for, and
Yeah, it
yeah.
just doesn't show up well like this, but it's good. I love this mask, man. He looks good. So yeah, you're right.
Oh shit, this thing.
That slice mask will look good with him. So then we got the back of the box here.
Anything hiding in the
And
background on the box?
I don't think
Oh,
so on these
the
guys.
dude at the top left. I remember somebody was talking about that.
Yeah, and they determined that was what was it?
It was Steve
Shit.
Urkel.
Yeah. Can I do that?
Yeah. See the suspenders?
I don't know who he is, but he looks like he's getting ready to pull a ritual from Midsummer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looks like he just reached 19 years old or whatever.
Not the reference I thought you'd go for, but you did well. Oh, maybe it's Simple Jack from Tropic Thunder.
So maybe this is the hidden. Maybe they're going to give us some jungle play sets.
Yeah,
that's what I always like to say. It's like, oh look, they're going to make rocks.
Yeah.
Yes, the blue snake eyes. Thank you. That's what it was. The sword. That's what it was.
Okay.
It's the V4 snake eyes that is now supposedly hit U.S. shores. So,
oh joy.
Snake eyes for everybody. You get a snake eyes, and you get a snake eyes.
Damn it, Bobby! Stop cracking
eyes.
the Easter eggs.
Damn it, Bobby. All right. Let me throw this banner up here. And do you want solo screen for a minute, or are you good like this with me? Just
sure. I was going to talk about Footloose because you're only going to be a minute, right?
Yeah, I'll be probably 3-4 minutes.
Okay. Well, without me showing, can I do this without showing my arse? Yeah. You go ahead, Darren. I got this.
All right.
Put it on full
I shall
screen.
return. Well, let me remove the banner because apparently Footloose is not a loser, so I'll put that back up in a minute.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you something stupid about Footloose, and some of you guys probably already know this, but I've been trying to find ways to kill time every time Darren goes and lets Pretzel out because I'm never prepared. I never have anything to discuss. And with Footloose, I thought I today would tell you about why troops keep bracelets like that on them. And I can't see the chat, so that's fine. Well, maybe I'll see it over there. So if anybody's wondering, I think what this was supposed to represent, and it definitely looks like it. It's supposed to be the 550 chord paracord, right? Like most of us probably already know that at that point. As to why they carry that, it's because light infantry need to, pack very thoughtfully every ounce of kit they carry on there, with the idea they pack for 24 hours, right? So there's 24 hours worth of kit, rations, and compression bags with maybe a small sleeping sack and a pair of socks and everything like that in here. But there would also be things like a ground sheet probably tucked away in there too. So if his mission changed from 12-hour patrol to guess what, you're holding that position for 48 hours, then he's only got what he's in his pack. So the idea of these paracords, yeah, it's a symbol of camaraderie and everything like that. But actually it's a great length of cord that he can undo and use to do things like build shelters with and all that other crap with, right? So that's why they're so popular with soldiers, is because it's nice when you got it, but you're going to undo that if you need it and use it. Myself and Reki, I used what was called paste beads a lot, and that was just paracord with beads. And you could easily use this in the similar aspect, right? Like I could have it marked off, and just as I'm going, maybe just line it up with the button on my wrist, or maybe put a little pen mark on my hand and just rotate this for every 100 meters that I walk until I've tracked a kilometer. And that's how you kind of patrol and keep track of stuff, because you never have shit written on your map, right, in case the enemy takes it. So a lot of the stuff like keeping track of how far you go, well, that's when you're going to pull your compass out and change to another bearing, so you're moving around your objective, right? So the little paracord bracelet. I keep hearing people talk about it, and they talk about it as this symbol of camaraderie or a trendy thing, but it's actually a really practical and useful purpose. So that's what I was going to talk about and waste time with all of that stuff. The other thing, I mentioned it on my channel a couple times now, and I said it here today, right? Here you go. This was the product called Flanders on the this is what they ship under for his Simpsons name, and I thought that's just oakley dokley. Right? So pretty cool. What else did I notice about him more recently? There was something about that. Oh, the first aid little packs down there, if you look, they're pretty flat. I would actually be asking Tony Figs, because he's a paramedic, lifesaver that he is, the medical type of gear that is, because I don't think these are triangular bandages. I'm wondering if these are tourniquets, because they look like maybe they're in a sleeve, which would be cool if he's got two of them, right? Two tourniquets, right? So I'm not with Darren on this. I was psyched with Footloose since the get go. I thought he was going to be the best figure in the wave, and I don't even need to buy the wave to still feel that way. I just there. He's taken a lot longer with Pretzel than I was expected, and I rambled on for quite a bit. Hey, so
I've been sitting here for like 5 minutes.
you son of a bitch, get me on full screen. There, I gave my lengthy paracord explanation. Oh, you're still there, but there.
Oh
now
yeah,
you're there.
I just hadn't
Okay.
turned the camera on. Yeah, I had to go back and grab something that I was going to show. I'm going to mute my mic while I show this because it's going to be crinkly. So hang on a second.
An Eagle Scout, Clint. We don't have those in Canada. I did the minimum Boy Scout kind of Cub Scouts we have out here, and then no, this was all from the Army.
This is a sack full of.
Oh, look at that sexy bag.
Sack full of Club Tarkin.
Yeah.
So anybody, I have not like posted anything on those yet. You got me on social media. Holler at me over the weekend or Friday or something, or email down south 7 the number, then 7 spelled out at Gmail. It's in the channel description for the channel, and email me and I'll meet up with you guys if you have one of these coming. I don't remember. There's probably a dozen or so in there, I think. I didn't actually count them. I just kind of set them out by sizes. But yeah, so if you're looking to pick one of them up, if you got one coming, that's how you can get in touch with me. I'm going to put a post out on Instagram or something just to let everybody know. But if you're listening and you got one coming, get with me over the weekend. There's the kitty.
Yeah.
Kitty.
Just wants his kiss. That's all he wanted. He wants his kiss. There's his bunghole.
Does he have any TP?
Cats don't need TP.
You are threatening my bunghole. It's an inside joke from last year, GI Jet Man. That was the name of the outing. That's what we named the outing at the end of JoeFest when we hung out at the pool. It's a big long thing, but that's what it is. It's got nothing to do with Star Wars other than Tarkin.
No, I don't sell it short. I think you're selling it short. I actually slept in that night that they did Club Tarkin, and no, my roommate didn't come get me, the son of a bitch. But if you think about it, right, JoeFest had so many organized events all through the day to keep things busy. You always had something to look at, or some panel to go to, or Sergeant Slaughter was doing something with pancakes. It didn't matter. Club Tarkin was put together by the participants on the fly. It was just this cool thing that 12 guys did, or like a group of guys did on the fly, and it became one of the most memorable things of the event. So for those of you going this year, man, I hope you participate with the Club Tarkin thing for sure, but find your own Club Tarkin too. Like, just it's so much fun, guys. Can't even say it.
Yeah, you definitely can throw your own together. So quick rundown. So what it was we just went and hung out at the pool. We just went to the last day after the show was over that afternoon. We just went and we were hanging out at the pools. Quite a few of us. Well, actually, there wasn't. There was like six of us, and some other people showed up, and we had a Bluetooth speaker, and somebody started playing. We started out listening to GI Joe. I think Travis Moody was playing just the GI Joe theme on repeat, and it morphed into just finding music, and it became this like weird. Somehow we wound up listening to this like weird techno. It sounded like a club beat, and this was right after May the Power of the Force last year. Tony's Figs did his May the Power of the Force video on Grand Moff Tarkin. In the video, he goes into this weird ass story that he read something somewhere about Grand Moff Tarkin being gay in the original Star Wars. And it was this whole story, and nobody knew what the fuck he was talking about. And that's how it was born. Was we were at that time we were listening to this whatever techno dance club music. Somehow we got there from the GI Joe theme song, and it was Moody's Bluetooth speaker. And all of a sudden, it was like that video come up, and we're like, "Holy shit, this is we're at Club Tarkin." And that's where it come from. So it just stuck, and for 6 months after JoeFest, we were talking about how much fun it was, and hoping other people could join us this year.
Yeah.
Matthew says that's a retcon Disney story about Tarkin. I'm surprised they retconned it. All right, so let's talk about some figures that could classified make these losers cool.
Yeah, like Raptor.
Yeah, so those are the ones that I had as far as I put them in the thumbnail. If you look at the thumbnail, they're barely visible because, and I've said this in a lot of figures now, there's figures that I had no interest in that I got them, and they're really, really good. Big Boa, Raptor, and Crystal Ball, I always called my unholy trinity of GI Joe, because there were those characters that you got and you're like, oh man, those guys are cool, and then you got them and you're like, what do I do with this? It does not fit in with my military figures. But in classified, when they did those figures, they're bangers, right? I mean, obviously I don't have Crystal Ball, but we've seen him. He's awesome. Big Boa and Raptor, very good figures. Big Boa was in my top 10 last year. He was in my top 5, and I don't like Big Boa. So we picked out 3 Joes and 3 Cobras each that we thought were dumb, bad costumes, outfits, whatever, and could classified give those the same treatment that they gave to those 3.
Yeah.
Sound good? All right.
Yeah. I always pictured like a Spider-Man's rogue gallery when I see some of these characters. I'm like, no, that doesn't fit in with Joe. That fits in with Spider-Man. Like Raptor to me was like Vulture, right? So yeah.
Oh, that was the retcon that Disney made. Well, that makes more sense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's Raptors. That's one of the things they spoiled today. So would you like to go first with yours?
I don't even remember the
queued.
order. Okay. Yeah, I don't remember the order I sent them. So
you sent me your Joes first.
Sure. Let's go. Let's see which ones did I take again. There's so many to choose from.
There really were. This was harder than I thought, because when you go back and look at them, you're like, that would be a pretty good classified figure if they just, jazzed it up like they did with Frag Viper. This was harder to do than I thought.
That's why you see my phone in my hand, because there's supporting evidence. Like if you look, there's supporting evidence why it's a good idea, right? So, pardon me for not turning off my mic.
Oh, you're all right. All right. So
There
here's
we go.
what we'll do. We will do your
Hey, I'll
three
tell you.
Joes and talk about your three Joes. Then we'll do my three Joes, your three Cobras, my three Cobras. Sound good?
Sounds good. Yeah.
All right. So first Joe you sent me was this one, this
So good. I don't need the
abomination.
file card. I just happen to have it. I think she's inevitable, and
Oh
she is the
yes.
most hideous looking Scarlet in the 3 3/4 line, bar none. So of course it has to happen, right?
Yeah.
But if you look at the way they would classify those panels, those armor plates, and we've got to use bright green. Okay, like challenge accepted. This is what I always liked about these: is as an artist and a designer, you want to be challenged, right? Do the impossible and make it appreciative. And I think Classified has done a really good job. So I
Mm-hmm.
dare them to make me like Ninja Scarlet. I'm just looking at her file card. Do you want to know the kit she comes with? We're here.
Oh yes. Tell us.
So they make mention of 8 particular things. Okay, she's got the XJT baseball grenade. I'm wondering which one that is. But okay, moving on. She's got armored plated elbow guards, flexible layered body armor, custom oak handled 6-shooter. Not included in that.
Mm.
Must be a decal, like something clamped to her side. Sword deflecting shin guards. Musabuwana climbing rope, standard issue nunchucks. These are standard issue nunchucks, by the way. It says so. And
Military grade.
Ninja Force footwear with quick tossing throwing daggers as well. So,
Boy,
trademark footwear.
they poured it on when they wrote the descriptions for these, man. All of them are that way.
They
What
had a
kind of
full
shit?
paragraph they had to fill at the bottom of that card, and that's how they chose to do that. Complete with like a numeric diagram, like she's a goddamn build-a-fig.
And look, they couldn't. There's so much shit they couldn't even put it all on the side. It just says includes figure and accessories.
Now, here is the only serious point I would make on this. Like, yes, okay, I know she probably will come. But my question, and I've had this question for a while. When G.I. Joe in this line, the 82 to 94 line, decided to start doing sprue connected weapons as part of how they were packaged and sold, how much money did that save them? Yeah, it looks like Scarlett started playing for the other team, yeah.
The first release did too, though. To be honest,
Her face does kind of look like Gina Guerrero, actually.
dude, that's what I was thinking. She's got
Yeah.
that just like that
Maybe
long
not the
face.
figure, but the box art.
Yeah.
Like if you scroll up, right? But I'm wondering how much money they saved by just issuing the sprue without taking it off or packaging it any other way than flat. Yeah.
Got lazy as hell, didn't they?
Well, I would be willing to do that with Classified. If they weren't going to bother painting the weapons anyways, then leave them on the sprue. If that saves me 50 cents on this box, because it doesn't matter. You do a shitty job chopping sprues half the time anyways.
What if leaving them on the sprue saved enough money to give you another weapon or two to put in the sprue?
And that's really the point. I'm curious because they made the conscionable decision back in the 80s and 90s to do that. What drove it? Was it that big of a cost savings increase? And if so, why aren't we revisiting that now? What's changed? Anyways, that was Scarlet.
But think of all that extra plastic they'd be using up with the sprue, giving it to
Yeah.
us when they could just recycle it.
Yet a company like Games Workshop, who develops a very successful Warhammer 40K line game, sprues are commonplace. They have sprues 10 times as big going into the trash half the time.
Yeah.
I would love to just see what the numbers are on that. That's all.
And Liquid says don't tempt them to paint weapons. It's bad enough already. Well, most of the time when they actually do paint them, it works out. Because it's weird, like the ones that they pick to put some paint on the weapons with. It's just so random.
Yeah, one Classified very rarely impresses anybody with a particular gun. It happens every now and then. There's a really cool gun, but after a while, most people always have the same complaint. There wasn't enough paint. I'm sick of the mag falling off, or it's gummy, right? Or it's ridiculous. And then they go looking at Gridiron and places like Top Fun Retro Toys 3D, who's going to be at JoeFest this year. Go find him. And then you'll
Yep.
see why I don't care if Classified doesn't paint their guns, because I always end up needing better guns anyways. Right?
That is a valid point. The companies like Gridiron, like Top Fun, they're making bank off of these weapons not being good or not good looking, gummy, whatever.
Yeah. And if big box business can help kind of, like what is it? Rising tide raises all ships, right? The better
Mhm.
Hasbro does, better some of these smaller guys do. You can't cheer against that.
Yep.
But I get you. If you don't
Think
want to
so?
buy aftermarket, you want your guns complete. I understand.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Want to go to the next
ready
one?
for ready for your next one? All right.
So I think this has already been hinted at, and this is one of the most ridiculous guys I've ever met. So I have his file card here. I'm gonna read it. Where are you? You weird dude. So in the army, we call this guy roads and grounds. Means he mows the lawn and makes sure the parking lot isn't overgrown with weeds, and then he goes home. Right? He's got that weed whacker. So what's his name? William Iannati, Key West, Florida. If you wondered if he looked like a Floridian, he does, because he's from Key West, Florida. And yeah, they talk about him being a swamp. So this guy, I think, one, I really want to see how Classified turns a weed whacker into something really cool, right?
They
And
did it
have
with
it
Zorana.
with hip-mounted firing cannons that aren't mounted on an alien's harness like heavy duty. These are going to be connected somewhere onto a belt loop. It's just a really wild character. But when we talked earlier, Muskrat's still due to the line, and I think I could see Muskrat and Pathfinder making a tag team nobody sees coming, right?
Yeah, that would be a good pairing.
Yeah. But I always had this hate on for Pathfinder. When I, like, from the day he came out to the day I die, I'll be like, why? Like, that's a dreadnought weapon. Like,
I never had this guy either. I mentioned it talking about Budo. Like, I was still buying Joe's when this guy come out, and I said, don't need him.
he kind of reminds me of a character from Caddyshack. It's the old movie there.
Bill Murray. Bill Murray's character. I'll say
Hey,
what's up
Tony.
to Tony's Figs. What's up? I was talking about you a couple minutes ago. We told the Club Tarkin story and how it came to be. What's up? I'm looking forward to seeing you in a day or two, buddy.
Yeah,
Anything
so that was
else
all.
on
No, but
Pathfinder? He's ridiculous.
So I do think they nodded to him. Everybody paid so much attention to that Cold Slither video, right?
Oh yeah.
And you had Havoc in the cross country.
Yep.
Who do you think was sitting up in that gunner's seat?
Yeah, it was this guy, wasn't it?
I think it was this guy.
It even looks
The
like
hat
a
matched.
weed eater.
Yeah. Yeah. The code name John Deere.
right. And this dude, like, he's from Key West.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a lot of jungle in Key West.
No, he's a swamp guy.
But I
He's
know,
clearing swamp brush with
swamp. I don't. That's what I meant. Swamp. I
Yeah.
don't. But he's a jungle assault specialist. So
Did you want to hear his file card?
No, not particularly.
No, it's really long. I'm glad you said no. No, but in all seriousness, no, right? Like, the kit's ridiculous, but look at that buck and tell me it wouldn't look kind of awesome. The buck would look great.
Yeah, they could turn this into a pretty sweet figure. Just the figure.
Yeah.
He's not overtly or overly ridiculous. Like, even the camo kind of works with the orange and the green.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like Tiger Force Flint a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Like, that offset worked. So
what do you think he's trying to blend into with orange and green? Like, is he sneaking up on somebody in a field of daylilies?
Honestly, the only thing I can think of that matches is like like a grown over junkyard. Right? Like, a lot of foliage, but some rust.
That's he would definitely blend into that. That's a good
Yeah.
come up for that.
He's
Yup.
hiding behind an old 47 Dodge, right? Like,
Yeah. Oh shit, it's classified Ken from Toy Connections. It's classified Ken.
with the good sunglasses. Maybe a little, I don't know. Yeah, I can see it. Okay.
You know what I see? You know what I see right here? I see Psy. Oh, Opum Gangnam Style.
Yeah, but it's just to show you just how bad the 3 3/4 ability to nail down a head sculpt was, right? Because this dude's not
Does not
Asian.
look like this. Yeah,
No,
he does
William
not
Mayanetti is
look like
not he's not Chinese, nor is he Korean. But you're right. It definitely looks like they were trying to get that ethnicity on that head, right?
he looks more like Larry Hama than Tunnel Rat
He does.
to me.
But older Larry Hama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Larry Hama from 1990. So
No, like now Larry Hama.
yeah. Whom I also hope to be speaking to because I've never met him before.
So jealous you're doing that. All right, move on to my next Joe then.
All right.
Yes!
This motherfucker.
Come on. Robo Joe? Robo Joe. Yes. Why not?
I can
That
think
is
of a couple reasons.
No, but to me, if I'm sitting in the boardroom, I'm giving the guy a huge I'm putting this as an open challenge to my design team. If I'm sitting at Hasbro right now, anybody who can make this friggin' cool is getting a bonus this year. I'm not saying we're making it, but I want to see what you're capable of. Make Robo Joe look like a winner because you can't.
If you can craft that into something awesome, then they need a raise.
Yeah, he is. Look it. They got so lazy with the paint, they made him black and orange, and then spackled more orange over the black and called it a day. Pop a head on that. We're done.
Yeah.
Right. So this to me is the ultimate Joe challenge for a Hasbro creative designer. Remember, that's the intent. This isn't a figure I necessarily want. I want to see somebody try it.
Johnny Reno says he has a box of this guy mint on card. So a box is in a case. Mr. Magnus wants him. He wants him. Or were you talking about Pathfinder?
Maybe.
Which one were you talking about?
I
hope
behind
Pathfinder.
Yeah.
Robo Joe versus Snake Armor.
So again, like if they were to sit there and say, "Yeah, we're just going to fully classify this thing," they're not tied to this image of the thing. They could do amazing things that would blow our minds. I don't want it. I just think it's just a ridiculous character, and I wasn't going to go with Ice Cream Soldier.
This is one that I do really hope that they don't do because they probably will make it awesome and I'll buy it. I would rather not know.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather not know. Just keep me in the dark.
Yeah. So Robo Joe, I think, is 93 or 94. It was right when the line was in its final rattles and they were throwing everything at the fence. Because I do have another entry from here.
For Joe's?
Yep. CJ Astro, right? Enough attention and detail, it could fucking slay. Absolutely it could. Right? That doesn't necessarily mean I want to see it coming, but yes.
Yeah, I think they could do it. And he was talking about Pathfinder.
So
wait, you have another Joe character? Because
no, another entry from that era of Joe made it to my code.
Okay.
Yeah, but you're gonna do your Joes now?
Yep, I'll do my Joes now. So let's see. Go over here too. I did go with some low hanging fruit because I mean DJ. I tried. I was looking through some other ones and I kept going back to this guy, and he's so bad. This figure is so bad. I know there's people that like DJ. He said Jay Astros and Robo Joe better than Cobra Law. I don't know. I don't know about that. I'd have to think about that.
So you know how they made? Remember we were looking at the Marvel Legends Gargantua model.
Mm-hmm.
They would have to use that same tentacle technology for that leg on DJ. Look at that card leg. Look at his leg. That's like Bender from Futurama.
I have that on my gutter, on my downspout.
Yeah, man. I came here to destroy all humans.
It does. It does look like Bender. Oh my god. Yep, Woody's. I love DJ as a kid, so I think I have DJ, but I don't know how because I definitely don't remember ever playing with this guy. Battle Force 2000 as a whole, like I just put the logo on the thumbnail for this because they were one of those things that was some of the first like really futuristic-y stuff that we got. I mean, we had the bat, but I don't even think I thought of the bat as being as future forward and out there and bizarre as Battle Force 2000 was. Like they were a flop. They were the Joe version of some of the characters like that we've been talking about as far as like just bizarre, so out in left field. Like what are they thinking? And I know there's people that really like Battle Force 2000. I had several of them. I had several of the vehicles, but it's like I got them and I was like, even for G.I. Joe, these do not fit for me. Like that, I don't know how to play with these guys. And then you had DJ, who was just the one random later addition to Battle Force 2000, and this poor guy didn't even get a vehicle. Like they just kind of threw him in, and I don't know like why. I don't know why they decided they wanted a whole separate carded Battle Force 2000 dude with no vehicle, and he is by far the worst looking one out of all of Battle Force 2000. I liked Dodger too, G.I. Jetman. He was my favorite because he was the least future-y looking one. I like Dodger and I like Maverick. I like those two.
So again, we're looking at the 92 era for Battle Force. Was it 92 or 93?
Oh no, this DJ was like 90 or 91. Battle
was
Force
it that
2000.
early in the line?
Yeah, Battle Force 2000 come out in what, Johnny, you will know, 88, I think. 88 or 89 was Battle Force 2000.
And I'm trying to remember the politics at the time, but I think in that era, there was a push to get away from promoting the military, right? Like in that era, like if you remember in the 80s, it was a push to promote them. But I think by the 90s, it was more of a push to minimize the interest in the actual military, which it was a weird time for Joe, right? Like everything seemed to de-evolve in style.
Yeah. And he says 87. I was thinking they were 88, but
was he 87?
87 was by far, until you got into like Eco Warriors and all of that. But I mean, 87 was by far the most bizarre year of G.I. Joe.
Really, 87? Because Tiger Force was 88.
I think he's.
Well, these
guys
weren't out before Tiger Force, were they?
Let's see. They absolutely were. 87.
Wow. Holy shit. I was
thinking it was 88, but yeah, he's right. It's 87. Just pulled it up on 3D Joe's.
Yeah, no.
That's. Yeah, so man, Avalanche was probably the worst. Mr. Madgus says, so they just screwed this brother all the way around. So as far as
they made him so mad he went to Jada.
That's right. Here, wouldn't this be a much better DJ? That's
you ain't putting me in white.
Yeah, you're not making me join that stupid team, man. Fuck them Battle Force 2000.
The stanky leg motherfucker.
He's maximum. So bringing this guy into classified, honestly, I don't I think all they'd really have to do is work on the colors um, with DJ. Like, you got to get rid of either the white or make that green and that blue match. Pick one. If they picked either
Yeah.
one, it would work. The blue would look a lot better. Like, make everything that's green the blue of the pants.
Hmm.
You could keep the white. I don't know about the white helmet,
I
but
think you're right. The green and the blue would have to go. I think though you
yeah,
have to keep the white because it's synonymous with identifying this guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think, and keep the basic design of the helmet. The helmet's got to be removable. Keep the basic design of the helmet. You can put the whatever the hell. He's a Comtech trooper, so maybe that runs script across it like the Televiper. Who knows? But
Who
you could
knows?
keep this helmet. He kind of looks like a motorcycle cop too, doesn't he?
A little bit
Um,
like a cop helmet. Yeah, you're right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about part swapping this guy and kit bashing him with
Well,
the police
go
officer.
grab yourself a buzzer or a ripper. I can't remember which, and get yourself a good steel grated cod piece for all of that. Like that's one of the
Yeah.
things I'm like going, why does that seem so out of place? Because it's not white. Like it's the one silver thing is like, look at my junk, aim for
It
my
does.
junk.
Yeah, you got to do something with
But
that.
on the
Give
box,
him
it's not even like on the art, it's blue. Right? Like I was just like, why did you make that decision? That was a
you know,
waste of paint and money.
yeah, what is this? Like the handle for a pot or something, like for like a cooking pot. I don't
Maybe it's a
get it.
life preserver vest. He just pulls on it, the
Yeah,
whole thing inflates so
yeah.
he can fly.
Fucking dork thinks he's gonna drown.
Yeah. This is
um,
what 2000 technology will look like.
so Mr. Magus said, "Gotta get rid of the stinky legs,
The
slinky
slinky
legs,
legs. Yeah, man.
slinky legs." Yeah.
He
Um, looks like Disney Pixar character. Yeah.
does. He's got
Yep.
Buzz Lightyear written
Um,
all over him.
yep. All right. So there's DJ. I think they could do it if they put their mind to it. I think they could actually make DJ cool. So
Mhm.
another low hanging fruit that you know is coming.
Oh, I
You,
want them to do this so bad,
I
Darren.
hated
Explain
this guy.
yourself.
I hated this guy so much. I get his job. I get what he does. He's reconnaissance. I just thought he was an awful character. He looks like he's about
He is.
14 years old.
he
They,
he
yeah,
looks
doesn't
like he looks like Molly Shannon from Saturday Night Live.
he? He's using that thing to peep in his neighbor's window while
Oh yeah.
she's getting dressed.
He stole
He-
that off the Chicago Tower, man. Like
this is yeah, this is George McFly in the tree.
yeah.
I never liked Sneak Peek. I like the idea of Sneak Peek,
Yes.
but I thought this was the stupidest damn character. I hate this Periscope. I get what he does and what it is supposed to be for the character, but I hated this guy so much.
So
I
I had this personal vendetta against Sneak Peek because in my career I was recon, right? Armored reconnaissance.
Mhm.
And so when they go advanced recon, I'm like, that's why I don't understand him because he's advanced recon. And that's why he's got to use a tourist camera to look at everything and blend into a red and gray environment anywhere he goes, right? Like there was just so much going on here. But I'm with you. Classified this up, it's going to be balling, right?
he and the way they would do it now with this guy with technology, so they could really do a good job bringing Sneak Peek into the modern era and classified. Give him a drone. Um,
Even
you know,
there's so much cool surveillance kit right now that is like Ricky, like you have so of the thermal cameras that we have right now, the Nodlers, like white hot, black hot sensors. Like we have so much good surveillance technology in our both of our respective militaries. Oh, they almost couldn't do this periscope. They would have to do something more
no,
modern with them, and therefore nobody would like it because they'd be like, "Where's the stupid periscope?"
They would have to blend this periscope with some kind of modern, give him a computer module base for it to plug in, do away with the 1940s, battleship look of the
Yeah.
periscope, and change it up a little bit, give it something to like plug into with like a screen he could look at, something like that.
Anything. There's a lot to go on with this. So
Yeah,
you're right. It's like he's a conundrum. Right.
he is. I'll say what's
Mhm.
up to Mark Harkness joining us. What's going on, Mark? Thanks for coming by
Yeah,
and
Mark.
checking out the show, man. Good to
Yeah.
see you.
But
Um,
if you didn't tell me that that buck was a advanced recon specialist, and you just said, "Here's this Joe figure. What do you think?" I mean, it's not a bad looking buck. It's kind of like Flash and Grand Slam kind of appeal, right?
oh yeah, the base figures it looks a little bit like Matt Tracker with the outfit.
Sure.
Um, and he says, let's see, Mark says the periscope check the other end. So yeah, playing with the guy, it does have an extendable base. You had to use your imagination for that part, but
Oh, that's so you can plant it down like a thumper, I'm sure, but it's still,
yeah,
where do you put the
uh,
quarter in?
but right, but so bringing it into classified, like I think it would do better as like a mobile setup, like give him some kind of badass digital camera or something to use, um,
Mm,
and zoom in, all kind of optics on it. But the figure itself, you really wouldn't have to change up a whole lot. You're right. Even the green
you would
belt,
have to change the helmet.
the helmet,
You
yeah.
having your ears covered does not make you a very good any soldier, much less a recon soldier. Right?
This is true. He's
They
got,
would just give him a better bump helmet.
yeah, the
Yeah.
goggles would probably be removable.
Mm.
Maybe splash in a little more green, boots, knee pads, gloves. Make this, more of a lightweight modern body armor or something.
But
I think you could have a winner.
yeah, the buck absolutely. But again, I don't want that piece of kit, but I couldn't accept it without it. You know what I mean? It's a tough one. You
Yeah,
know?
he would have to have some version of
He would
this,
need,
real or not.
yeah, I would need this included, but maybe never display it because they've given me a secondary piece of kit that's just better, right?
Yeah.
That would be the way to go with it. So again, deluxe, no.
Uh, yeah, he would probably that I could see him doing that, turning Sneak Peek into a deluxe figure. Man, wouldn't that be a kick in the balls? But they may
Oh,
have to
this
do it.
this would be the one where you would get a really good like cloth fabric sling with that M16 that he's got. That everybody would
Right.
want that, right? It'd be like, God damn it.
Yeah. One really awesome thing that everybody
Yeah,
needs for him, though.
yeah. But
Tactical
yeah,
selfie stick, Johnny says.
that card art, I like a picture is I want to speak to the manager.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just something
Like
in that face.
this coffee's too cold. So
Yeah.
I said no whipped cream. Uh,
Yeah.
Mark says put him in a mobile command truck, assign him some pack rats remotely controlling, some surveillance
Or
pack rats.
you know what? Seeing as we talk about the shelf life of Joe often and HasLabs, Arctic this guy. Make him Arctic.
That'd be good. Arctic
Yep.
sneak peek. There you go. HasLab tier, Arctic sneak peek.
There you go.
So I'll tell you a guy that would definitely not work as an Arctic tier for a snowcat HasLab, and that's this son of a bitch right here.
Super Trooper.
Oh, I threw the file card in with him so we could, because
I almost picked him too.
not gonna read it. He is, but you can see right here. You can see why he's kind of dumb. Ohio.
Oh, now I'm a Canadian. I'm not allowed to even have an opinion on that. I just taking your word on it.
I've only been there once, and the Apple Festival I went to was great. Paul Latimer, primary is infantry, and his secondary is public relations. This dude is the Captain America of the G.I. Joe world.
Oh God! That's, you know what? I forgot. Yeah, you do need a PR rep.
And who better to be a PR rep than a dude that is made out of vibranium? Glossy, shiny vibranium.
Camera
Marvel,
can't focus on him at all.
it just it just keeps doing this in and out. Oh my god, yeah, Dreadnought K6. Liter of cola.
Yeah, man, I'm pulled over as far as I can.
Yeah. All right, now.
Yeah, we got to get the legacy cops to just be sitting there making fun of him.
Yeah. Oh my god. Say car ramrod. This car ramrod. Awesome. So let's
Chickbucker.
actually look at a couple pictures of Super Trooper. So
Yeah.
I think I got so there's one without the shield, so you can kind of see.
Oh,
I
it's got to
had
be
Super
back metal,
Trooper.
eh? We got to do back on this.
He's vac metal. His armor, his shield. I think his gun was vac metal. He had dial tones gun, only metal. So I had this dude, and he's another one that when I got him, I was like, oh man, Melloway, this dude's awesome. And you get him,
Yeah.
he's like, he's chrome, and then you get him, and you're like, this guy's kind of a little bit of a fucking dork. He got chrome grenades up there.
Is that what they are? They're grenades?
I always thought they were grenades. I don't know.
I thought they were more blowtorch tech or something.
Yeah, he's got some computer shit built in here. He's getting ready to launch the Defiant from this pad over here.
Yeah, I like the escalator chain for a zipper.
It's great. So I think they could actually do this guy. They could even give him some vac metal pieces for nostalgia. They did Sarge. I think they could probably come up with a way to do Super Trooper, mostly just for nostalgia, but actually make him a little more serious, make his gear a little more tactical. But you can tone him down a bit because he would still be the PR guy. So you definitely, when you remove that armor, you definitely want him in just like a, like a army, like a PT t-shirt or something.
Yes, yeah.
Underneath there, that green, maybe that's a PT shirt, got the reflective on it. I just think you could do him and people would buy him. I mean, we bought the shit out of Starduster.
I'll tell you exactly. It's Starduster all over again. And I don't know what they say on the file card, all right? Like for this guy's name and everything, but I don't want to be that guy, but I'm getting a really First Nations vibe off that head sculpt. And I know that's not what the file card shows here, right? Paul Latimer doesn't seem like First Nations, but if you look at the figure, like they blacken the eyes, they darken the hair, they pronounce his chin, and he's got like this deep flesh tone. I think they could try a few things with this guy, right? Like you said, have that identifiable green T-shirt. He's a plain buck underneath, and then this gaudy Captain America garb that he kind of puts on to be Super Trooper. Yeah, I could get that.
He was always, for me, he was a mix, and it was before the movie, but later looking back on it, he was always some kind of weird mix of Captain America and Jesse the Body's character in Running Man.
Oh God, yeah.
That's what this dude always like. He's the best gladiator, and now he's just kind of on the sidelines because he was a commentator. He did commentary. He was a retired gladiator, did commentary. So that's kind of what I see from this dude right here. American Gladiator. Yep.
Yeah. And that would probably gel with maybe some source of inspiration that maybe they took out of this, because I think a light show or whatever his name was, right? He was a lot of steel and lights. Yeah.
Nitro.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I think this is one that they could probably find a way to bring into classified, because everybody wants the fridge. This guy makes way more sense than the fridge.
Meanwhile, Captain Gridiron cries to himself.
I almost picked that son of a bitch. I almost picked him.
Yeah, me too.
I was like, no, I'm not doing Gridiron. So, all right, let's move along here and get a look at Crow's Cobras.
Oh, we're at that. Okay, let me put that
Yep,
right.
it's Cobra time.
Clover time. All right. Yep. I'm gonna do this without my source material too, but no, I
Okay.
won't. I got it here. I got it here. That was crazy. I thought I left it inside.
All right, ready when you are.
All right. Yeah. Call up the picture and I'll speak to it. Yes, Gristle. I think that is the riskiest looking color choices I've seen, reflecting the 90s perfectly. But he's kind of the GI Joe Cobra link between the criminal underworld, like aka Marvel's Kingpin, and Cobra's headhunters, right? So I think the headhunters are inevitable. I think Gristle's this perfect kind of bridge piece,
Yeah.
but try making those colors work and classify this guy like as loadout and still make him look like the Yankee skid mark of a man that he does look like.
So he looks like Gristle. He looks like a dirty motherfucker.
He do. Yeah. He looks like he feeds you chopped up to his hogs, like
Yeah. He has way too many teeth, I think, in here. Although now that I say that, you can only see like 4, so that might be accurate. He
the
looks
braids. The braids are a nice choice. Those
he
little
he looks
ponytails to the front.
he looks like Buzzer's older brother that's had a much rougher life.
Mhm. More gristle to his life.
Yeah, more gristly. He's got like a bat cod piece with a skull on it. A lot of detail in this guy that they could bring out and classified that don't translate over here in the figure, but if they're going off of the art here,
Yeah,
they could make a cool ass costume out of this. I think a cool ass outfit. I mean, not any weirder than any of the other dreadnoks. I mean, he's a headhunter, but like it's not any weirder than anybody else.
yeah. I think when you
Chaps,
add
yes.
the efforts of trying to make him look quasi realistic in a modern sense, I think you've got a worthy challenge in this one.
Good challenge, but I think they would definitely have to play with the colors on this guy quite
Oh
a bit.
God, that would be the challenge, wouldn't it?
That would be the hard part. Because
so.
when
The question. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, when people think of this guy, that's probably what they're thinking of. They probably don't remember shit else about this dude other than that color palette and the glasses and the Superman curl.
Yeah, and knowing they wouldn't make this exact buck, just grow it up to a 6-inch scale, you'd have to think they shift some of these colors around a little bit. Like
Oh
all
yeah.
3 would probably be there, but in a different layout, even, right? Like maybe the center stripe doesn't happen of green. Maybe that's all black, and the center stripes actually go down the left and right side of the breast. Who knows?
Or they could do away with the center here and make the insides of the arms match the
Yep.
insides of the pants. That's something like that.
Yep.
Actually, this was another one of the guys that I bought when I started collecting men on card guys.
Oh, is
in
that
the
right?
early 2000s. This was one of the ones that I had. But I just thought he was cool. I mean, as cool as a figure from this era can be.
Yeah, as cool as they can be. Yeah,
As cool as they can make this son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Ready for the next one or more
I
on
am.
Gristle? Okay. Next one was my boy.
Sasspool. I picked this one because I have been in many a chats where the Eco Warriors have been name dropped as something people are bracing for or want, right? And look at that chest logo on Cesspool and think about Outback Tiger Force.
Yeah,
How cool it ended up looking,
Yep.
right? Yeah, you're
And
gonna
it's
add
sculpted.
it's sculpted, but also I think about what they did with scrap iron scarring under the helmet.
Yeah.
Right. And I look at Cesspool and go, oh, there's a lot of cool that could happen here, right? With his face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
I mean, look, like the card art here, which I think he has some of the best card art in the later.
It is actually really good card art. I'll give you that.
But like you're talking about with scrap iron and on the card art, what they do here with the scar running all the way down, and the dead eye there on the right. Man, they could knock this face sculpt out of the park, and his colors really aren't all that bad.
No, that was the other part. The colors aren't bad. What makes it look like an eyesore, is the card itself, like the packaging they used. And
Yeah.
then the fact that it kind of blends in a pastel, gross kind of way, like chewing gum, with the accessories he's got, like that backpack hose, right?
Yeah,
It just,
it does. It's
yeah,
gross.
but the buck looks like it's got a lot of potential. Like it could even look good with the old blue Cobra soldiers.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of everything in there. He's
Yeah.
got crimson, he's got gold. You can make him work for Serpentor. He looks a little bit like Serpentor with the armor that he's wearing. He's got the purple, like a Televiper purple blue.
Yes. Yeah. And we
So,
know that Cobra loves doing purples, right? So,
mhm. I like Cesspool. I'm one of the people that wants a Cesspool figure. Problem is, I don't want any more Eco Warrior stuff. I just want Cesspool. So I said, give me Cesspool and like Eco Warriors Flint or one of the other good Joes. Just give me Cesspool and one Joe. That's what I need.
sure.
So,
A sampler 2-pack of that memory, right? Just,
yep,
yeah, that's good.
yep. Mark says, tell Captain Planet one of his got loose in the Joe-verse. And this
Yeah.
was Captain Planet time, too.
It was, yeah.
Pop Blender back in the house says, War Chest is in my city. Holy moly. Yeah, he told me he was rolling through Nashville tonight. Said you would probably be off work by the time he got into town. But, yeah, he told me he was rolling through. So, no, it is way too late for that, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
We're wrapping it up here.
Yeah, we're near the end there, Dave. Next time.
So I hope we get Cesspool. I think Cesspool is one they're going to name drop soon.
I could see it. It's one of those that kind of fits their MO. You know?
Yeah. It's time for them to start dipping into this little bit couple years later era.
Mm-hmm.
Want your last one, or you have more on Cesspool?
Yeah, are we on my last one? This is the
Yep.
one I want the most for Cobra.
All right, here we go. You would.
Freaking mega monsters. Now, I know, but okay, aside from possible, like we're getting into the Frag Viper. He's a cyborg, right? He's got that zombie looking head where his face was pieced back together. We have mole troopers who have dark energon crystals sticking out their face and they glow, right? What's the harm in saying that Cobra bioengineered a range viper into its next evolutionary step, which is actually the lore behind this thing? This thing used to be a range viper, for God's sakes.
Is it? See, I don't know the lore on any of those guys. I didn't know that.
Let me call this up because I had to look this son of a bitch up to even justify it in my head. But the mega monster, let's see, is this the one? No, that's Headman. Mega monsters. Yeah, right here. I can blow this up. Hang on. There we go.
All
right. There we go. Monstro Vipers were once a team of Cobra Range Vipers until Cobra Commander ordered them to volunteer for an experiment in DNA altercation. There's no such thing as an unlawful command in Cobra, right?
And he ordered them to volunteer too.
Can you guess
Sounds
which
like my
doctor
work.
might have? Can you guess who ran this experiment? Which famous Cobra would do it?
I'm gonna guess probably Mindbender and his
There you go, Dr.
pod
Mindbender. He genetically crossed the Vipers with rabid werewolves because werewolves weren't bad enough. You had to make sure they were rabid.
Shit, it actually says rabid werewolves.
It says rabid werewolves, giant Bigfoot creatures, and the most gruesome grizzly bears he could find. So not just grizzly bear. They have to be gruesome too. So, but yes, yeah, these were actually range vipers.
That I did not know. Did not know they were range vipers.
So imagine if Classified tried to hybrid this and make it still look like a range viper, but monsterize the crap out of it using some of these color sets.
Well, Triple C wanted a retro range viper. There you go. It doesn't get any more retro.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't know what retro means here.
So this would be, this would be like I don't know, like an 8-inch figure or 10-inch figure. Now, see,
Yeah.
I don't like these. I wasn't around for these. When I later found out that they had done these, I was just like, oh, dude, what the hell? But when you sent me this, I'm like, no, he didn't. But I'm also the guy saying I wish they would make a Fatal Fluffy. So I can't be too much of a hypocrite about Monstro Viper.
Remember, like I said, though, right? That it's not that these figures have any appeal to me. I look at this as like, say, I'm Lenny sitting in my room of designing geniuses, and I'm trying to picture who's deserving of a raise this year. Maybe I have a little contest to see who's really putting their skills aside to take on big challenges, and I put this
Yeah.
out there, right? Like, do something with this. Let me see what you got, right?
Yeah, I can see that being I can see them doing something like that. I can see any company doing something like that if they really wanted to challenge their people. Now, I mean, they could if they're going to get into like monsters and stuff. I think they could probably make this work. I think doing something like that, what might not make it successful is for a lot of people our age, the nostalgia is not going to be there for these, but people that got in later and this was the end and they were still buying Joes, maybe they're still a little younger and wanted these monsterish characters.
And that's what I was talking about that mathematical formula of who's aging into the line and who's aging out, right? After what, 40 years, now their incomes are different. So here comes that generation behind ours. Maybe that is something that bridges that and gets them into the line, right? Like, I don't think so, but maybe.
it could. It's possible. And Dreadnought says the Fat Cobra were able to get their hands on a werewolf is wild.
Yeah.
So they can make this, and people that have the Veteran William figure or the Monster Force one.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
Yeah, put these guys beside him.
How to dip into Monster Force's little pool of figures. Oh, yeah, we made a werewolf.
Yeah, this would be a good way to do it. Say what's up to Jamie Bonson. What's going on, man? Thanks for stopping by and checking out the show.
I'm super serial, Jamie. Nobody believes me. It's Man Bear Werewolf. I got that right away, bro.
Yep, I got it. He's real. All right. So Monstro Viper, all good picks. All would be a challenge, but I think could be doable to bring them in if they wanted to put their mind to it.
I'd at least want to see what came off the draft table. I'd like to see some sketches.
Some sketches, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Let's yeah, they could even do that. Just do that and release the sketches. I think it would be cool if that was something they put out as an accompaniment. You know what I'm trying to say? Why can't I say that word? Accompaniment, whatever. To complement, complement the classified line. If they released like how Lenny posts the sketches on Facebook from drawing up the figures, I would like to see a little book of the artwork for that.
Yeah, absolutely. That stuff is gold, right?
I did not see Wolfcock, Matthew. I missed it. I missed Wolfcock. You gonna make it over there, buddy?
Yeah, I also have a mosquito bugging me right now too. It's just awesome. Canada's awesome.
Have you seen Zartan the Chipmunk lately?
I'm not gonna pretend like I can tell the difference now. I got like 6 of these things running around at all times. He could still be alive, or I could just be getting confused with one of many chipmunks, but they're all Zartan.
And well, he's everywhere. He can be anybody. So
master of disguise.
And you have some raccoons that pester you out there too.
Yeah, its babies are out now, so that's almost comical if it weren't for my trash. But you still have your 3 cobras. That's much more interesting.
I do, and we need to get through them because it's getting late, and I just
It
took an
is.
Ambien, so we got about 20 minutes worth of me being coherent.
And I got to get
Um,
my kid up for school in the morning. So
oh yeah. So all
yeah.
right, so my 3 cobras. So this guy right here, I got this from yojo.com.
Clearly.
Says, yeah, make sure everybody knows that's where I got this from. So Secto Viper, man.
I was wondering what he was called. I was like, I don't remember this.
Secto Viper. I got a couple. I got his file card over here too. This was the bug driver.
Oh, okay. Triple C must be just spiking the ball right now.
Yeah, he's over there going, yes.
What do you mean you don't know that?
He's waiting for an Iron Grenadier Secto Viper. I love this guy's colors. I like the bug. I had the bug. The bug was fun. Actually, it's one of the only like 3 3/4 old vehicles I'm contemplating getting is a bug again. I would like to have a bug.
Is that right?
I
I
loved
would
it.
not have called that.
It was so bizarre, but I like the water stuff
Mhm.
and just the idea of a submersible vehicle that can also cruise around on land, but it can go cruise around on the seafloor. I just thought it was so neat.
It
And
is a
I've
neat idea.
always been fascinated by that kind of stuff, Captain Nemo kind of stuff. So I love the bug. I like Secto Viper. A lot of people hated this figure. There wasn't a lot to him, but he's basically like a Cobra version of Deep Six.
Yes.
Except there were multiples. It wasn't just one dude, but way better articulation, obviously, than Deep Six had.
Mhm.
They would not have to do a whole hell of a lot to update this design and give them to us. Now, I don't think we're going to get a bug, so they would have to make this figure fabulous. Fabulous. But he's got all of this sculpt detail in there that they could highlight. He's got
Oh
these
yeah.
tubes
Those
here.
cables.
These are the air tubes.
Mhm.
He's got this awesome suit where he's real bulky, but he's also, he's got the articulation. You can see this is meant to be like a pressure suit where he can get out of the bug in the water and do stuff. They got to do something with the laser tag gun because that is exactly what it looks like. I had laser tag. But
that's
give
not
him
a good gun.
no, it's awful. Give him a removable dome helmet. He's going to need that. You could probably slim this up a little bit. So basically, like I would also like a Deep Six in his dive suit, but you got to articulate it.
So this to me, I think this would look great because of everything you just talked about. Those red, like those cables on the card, they were black. On the figure, they're red. They would become an instant feature of the figure. Like, oh my
Yeah.
God, your eyes would be drawn here every time as a good
Yep.
thing, right? But I find as an adult collector, I've learned I have this new respect for the dome helmet, the 300, like the 180-degree, completely transparent, just a dome of a helmet. When it's on a 6-inch, well-detailed figure, that looks kind of cool. And I see it a lot with Mythic Legions and some of their figures where they've got the glass dome over it. So I think Classified needs a figure where they've got the good glass dome. And I think of Ace, Deep Six, now this guy. I think the argument's there.
Yeah, I think, and just transparent plastic. Just make sure that dome fits. You mentioned the Four Horsemen, the Cosmic Legions. The dome don't fit worth a shit on them figures.
Oh no, I'm glad I didn't order that then.
So not the ones I've got don't.
No.
But so take this dude, give him some more red highlights. He's got more hose stuff down here. Make those red. Make those wrap all the way around and plug in somewhere. Sculpt them in. I don't want actual hoses. But I think they could really do a good job making this a type of a water trooper. We got the eel. We're going to be getting undertow for the Grenadiers. I hope it's a while before we get V2 eel because I hated that thing.
Mhm.
So I think Secto Viper would be one that they could really bring in and make a standalone figure, or if you wanted to make him give him some kind of little vehicle, this would be a good figure to come with the Hydro Sled or something like that.
Yeah.
If you didn't do Hydro Viper with it.
I think we're
So
getting to the point where Hasbro kind of needs to shit or get off the pot with vehicle drivers, because we know we're never going to get around to all the vehicles, but some of these drivers are so high in demand that I think every collector at this point is like, yeah, there's a lot of drivers I would accept without vehicles.
yeah, most of them.
Yeah.
I loved the vehicle drivers and the pilots. They
Yeah.
were some of my favorite Joes, and I actually had to change my list because out of the 6 that I picked originally, 4 were pilots or drivers,
Yeah.
and I was like, no, I can't do all that. We need some card art and stuff on there. So,
Yeah.
so I went back and I picked some different ones. Yeah, Liquid, man, give me Cutter.
Yep.
I
100%.
love Cutter.
We
Love
already have
Cutter.
Copperhead and CoverGirl, both of which
Mm,
came with vehicles, right? So it's
yep.
kind of like, yeah, you've been willing to do it before. You should probably continue doing it. It's going to guarantee you at least some response from us, right?
So I was in the Well is going to be the HasLab camp this year.
Mm-hmm.
If they are not going to do the Well for a HasLab, I don't care. Give me Cutter. Give
They
me
can.
Kill Hall too. I like
So
Kill Hall.
I've been talking about this since I've been a YouTube channel, right? Eventually we got to get to the headhunters. And when we get to the headhunters, we get to the questionable DEF from G.I. Joe, which will bring you a Cutter, Bulletproof, a Mutt and Junkyard repaint, like
Barricade.
a whole Barricade, Shockwave, like all these characters that they have ready to go, right?
Yeah.
So the DEF
This
just wasn't popular because of Reaganomics and shit like that, but
yeah.
that's done, right?
Yeah.
So
That was trailing into the second decade of the war on drugs, and that's
yeah, it
that was
was
early
that
'90s crack.
Nancy
That
Reagan's
was everywhere.
Joes. Yeah.
Yeah, Nancy. They all have a little patch on their sleeve of Nancy Reagan.
Mhm.
All right, so I got Secto Viper. So for the next one, this one, I don't know. This pick may hurt some butts. I don't know, but I never liked Laser Viper. This was
I
like the
almost
most.
picked him too. Yeah.
This was the out of all of the whatever Vipers, this son of a bitch right here has got to be the most irrelevant. His job was obsolete in 1982.
Yeah.
So much like Flash, except the Joes, he was a laser trooper. They had to go and make a laser Viper. Everybody's using lasers, at least on the cartoon.
Freaking lasers.
Freaking laser beams.
I want a Viper with lasers on his shoulders.
This guy actually grew up on Mandalore. Jango Fett was his grandfather.
So I was going to bring this up. So in 1977, Star Wars comes out, right? And in 78, a movie called Star Crash came out, and it was like this instant B terror of a movie. I think it was Christopher Plummer or some famous actor at the time had this bit part in it, and so did David Hasselhoff. And it was like
Wow.
almost a complete, almost porn like parody of Star Wars that like trying to be its own thing, complete with lightsabers. And there is a character in there that looks exactly like this guy, like exactly like this guy, and he's supposed to be a robot, but he's got this thick Texan accent.
Yeah. Oh, great.
If you ever get to see it, it's called Star Crasher, and if you watch the show Mystery Science 3 Theater
Oh, yeah.
3000, they
Yeah.
rip on it really hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to hunt that down. So,
Oh, it's worth it.
Mark's, that's B.A. LaCar's stock pot on his head. Welcome to LaCar City. I just watched that episode the other night. I was in here at the table fucking around doing something, doing some pictures or something. I'll just put Joe cartoon on and listen, and I'm like, yeah, raise the flag.
It's funny
run
because
it.
now I'm looking at the lasers and I'm thinking of who was it? Was it Hunk on Ramblings that brought up Spy versus Spy from Mad Magazines as a comparison at some point?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds
and that's
right.
what I think of. Those look like Spy versus Spy laser cannons.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it almost looks like a spring under it. It's part of the backpack, but it looks like this little spring.
Mhm.
Pew, pew, pew.
So this dude, look, we just got a giant black man that carries around a desk with machine guns and rocket launchers on it. So I don't know why they couldn't give this dude just some shoulder mounted lasers. And I said that because to me on here, he looks like Roadblock under here. Now on here, like he looks like he's white, but when I saw this card art on this figure, I'm like, oh hell yeah, Cobra's got him a kick ass black laser guy. And then
No.
then I saw it. I'm like, man, I've already got a bunch of these motherfuckers. I thought he was going to be something different.
Nope.
And that's what I thought was I thought he was shirtless at first because of the
Dial.
shading here. But yeah, it is Stanley says this spandex here.
Yeah,
So
big old rubber suit.
yeah, he's wearing the suit from American Horror Story.
It looks like
the gimp suit.
this is the Viper got lost on his way to the He-Man properties, right? Like he was headed to Eternia to go be somebody.
But this figure is just boring as shit,
Which is perfect.
He is absolutely a snooze fest of a figure.
It's a simple buck then, right?
It's a loose pick. How do the lasers rotate? I think they went up and down. I don't think they went left to right because I don't think I have this guy. I don't think I bought him because I didn't like him.
Yeah, you can tell that's a big old blister of joints in there, like the little U joints above them. And yeah, it would probably connect, go left, right, and up, down, probably. It even shows you the diagram on the back that they slide into the top of the backpack, right? That little arrow next to the helmet's showing you that. So
yeah, let's see. I'll pull up the 3D Joes on him real quick.
Yeah.
And so it's this giant pack. It does look like they go up and down, but not left to right. They're on a vertical track thing and up and it doesn't look like it swivels.
Well, that's good. He can't cut his own head off by following a target. Yeah.
All right. So Laser Viper, they work on the outfit a little bit, class that up. You still want to keep it muted because you got to figure this guy's sneaking around at night, blowing shit up or knocking aircrafts. Maybe he's just a dick and he's just laser striking planes because he's Cobra. What else he gonna do? But do something with the colors, but still keep him kind of muted. It's dark gray, maybe. Some wash on this silver, some wash on this giant reflective buckle that he don't need sneaking around at night.
The shoot me here mark?
Yeah, it's target.
Yeah. Can't see me because I'm dark, but if you aim for that silver dot.
But he's got these black jack boots and gray, like gunmetal looking suit there. Wouldn't take much for him to make him look good. He's just bland as hell right here.
Yeah. I think a complete re-envisioning of how those lasers could work and maybe raptor it up a bit, like make them into something Tony Starkish from Endgame, do something fancy with them. Right. But yeah, I could see it working. I like the Bach idea. Like I like the muted colors for that because silver would stand out better against black than it would a bunch of orange and yellow characters, right?
And here's the thing, like we'll find out because this guy's gonna be coming.
He's a Viper. He'll be coming.
He is a Viper. He is from the 88 to 91 era.
Yep.
That's where they're at. Night Viper, Saw Viper, Frag Viper, all those guys. He's in with that bunch. I think he was 1990, I believe. So we're going to see him. I don't know when. So looking forward to whatever they do decide with this guy. I think they'll just I think they'll work on the colors briefly and then kind of update the kit. But he's still going to have this shit. He's still going to have these shoulder mounted laser cannons.
Oh yeah, he is a side-scrolling video game character waiting to happen. I hate the look of the original, but classifying him up, yeah, that would be a cool challenge. I like your pick on this one.
Yep. Johnny says 91. I thought 90. And yeah, Django Fett, man. That's what I see when I see this dude. It's like Wish Django Fett. Yeah, he was in the Dick Show. The Dick Show. All right. Yeah, I have to get moving here. So we got Laser Viper. So this next one I thought would be a perfect translation for what we're doing. Look, I got a cybernetic frag grenade chucking son of a bitch over here. So I think for the era that we're going into, when you want to start talking about androids and things, what better figure to cap it off with than Cyber Viper?
Oh my God. I can hear that figure.
He's a cybernetic officer. His cyber gun shoots, and he has moldable bio armor. Comes with this little jar. He can mold his armor. And I don't know what all this other shit he comes with is, but
I have never looked at the Carter. Zoom in on his face. But why? Why did the hose have to go right there? Look at his nose.
Yeah.
It's like that is the most uncomfortable mask I've ever seen in the Joe line, man.
Maybe he just always has to wear his sleep apnea mask.
Yes. I'm trying to think of what purpose. It's only to protect just your nose and just this part of your lips. Like that hurts, right? So you protect that.
Yeah. The aesthetics are a little different, but he looks like Tony, because we keep going back to old Schwarzenegger movies. In Total Recall, the mutant dude Tony that had like the folded over face that helped them when they were trapped in the bar, the whorehouse thing, and he had that flap of skin that covered half his face. That's the vibe I get from this guy. But like, he's a cybernetically enhanced. He is the cybernetic officer. Now, what could we do here to help this poor fella be classified?
Well, one, I'd get rid of that GIMP mask. Make that removable entirely. Poor guy could flex his jaw for the first time in his life.
Stanley says elephantitis of the face.
Yeah.
Face.
Enjoy sipping water without a straw.
So for me, they're going to have to take this guy. They're going to have to pick a lane with the colors for him.
Yeah.
Get them colors streamlined, match them up a little better, send them to see Cobra Commander's Taylor, get that hooked up, get all that shit matching. And this is a guy you want to see more of what you see on Frag Viper's face, on his skin. You want to see graphs and maybe a patch of circuitry that's right there on his arm where it looks like it's under his arm.
Yeah, but by today's standard, there's nothing cyber looking about this guy. It just looks like he's a regular guy with accessories.
Yeah, he looks like he's just going to work at a bar with a very weird hat on. So yeah, he's going to a rave bar. He's bar backing that night. So they could take what this guy is, what his specialty is, and fix this up. Just fix this poor bastard up and make him make him desirable. And then I got his file card back here. So as you read On Scarlet,
Yeah.
on Cyber Viper, he has forearm firing cyber gun missile launcher,
That's a big word.
biomechanical brain integrated computer helmet,
Integrated.
full spectrum sighting lens, biomechanical arm and leg, dual belt mounted ammo pouches. Well, what a feature.
Got 2 pockets.
Everybody we've looked at tonight has had that.
My pants come with quad feature. Quad fucking pouches.
Computer chip replacement parts. Could you get any more vague? Parts pouch. I'm sorry. Parts pouch.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's not funny at all.
Yeah, no, it just took that right out. Took the sail, air right out of my sail there on my joke. Radioactive blast grenades, Viper tracking communications computer, shot-proof boots with vertical gripping soles. It was much better than horizontal gripping soles. I had
So
some
that means he can walk
horizontal
on
gripping.
walls. He's a
I had some
wall.
horizontal gripping soles, and they just wasn't worth the shit one time.
I'm gonna say it. Mine are neither.
And then he has a biomechanical atmospheric sensoring arm tubes. What the shit? Like, this is the stuff I wish I could write for him.
Yeah,
I would kill it writing these files.
I just see so much double talk and jargon here. The whole time I've been thinking, yeah, I remember when I learned words too, right? Like just so much. Biomechanical brain integrated computer helmet.
I read through this and it reminds me of listening to Pop Blender here read some of the articles and the ridiculousness that he goes over on his Sunday night show that he does called Unfiltered. It reminds me of some of the articles he reads with just it's paragraphs of nothing but buzzwords, and they all mean nothing when you put them together. That's how that reads to me. It's terrible.
It's used car salesman talk, right? Like just blind them with my language.
It's terrible. It's terrible. So I'm going to blow through real quick just because I went through the work of saving them, and I'm going to run through a couple other weirdo Joes and stuff. So I ain't going to take a whole lot of time on these guys. Airtight, this is one a lot of people want. I'm one of them people.
Me too.
Always loved Airtight. He's a practical joker. Didn't take shit serious. It's funny. Bring some brevity to the team. I always liked this dude, and he always seemed like he had a really stupid specialty, but as you get older, you realize, much like somebody like Tripwire, how important this guy's specialty really was, especially in today's day and age.
Yep. So this is one of the subtasks we had in Raki was defining NBC environments. So we've had to go into, we used to call it MOP high, which was all the gas, masks, and the gear. If they made a classified figure of this, you nailed it. It would be Tripwire all over again. It would be heavy layers of additional kit that wasn't ever included with the original, because that kit is so universal with the NBC threat environment that we're used to now. And then they would make a killing with this figure, man. I love this figure.
Yeah, I was a big Airtight fan. Them 85 Joes, they're on point. All them 85 Joes are my jam, 84 and 85. So they don't really have to do anything. And I kind of threw him in here as this losers segment, mostly because I see a lot of people that don't like this guy. And that kind of, he's kind of been labeled as a bit of a loser. So he's kind of nerdy too. So I think they could do a good job. They wouldn't have to update his outfit much. I wouldn't have to do much to this guy at all. Maybe add some monitoring instruments in his vest or something. Maybe
I would
something on his wrist.
Yeah. So this is one that I think would need a retro done like this. But for the classified, I would invert the green and yellow.
Yeah, that
Because
would work.
it would make it look more modern. But just that's what I would do with it.
Yeah, that would work. So, going on from him, one that we've already seen, that we talked about, that kind of thoughts about this guy kind of kicked off the idea for this show because he turned out to be such a damn good figure. Love this big boa. So just in there is a special nod to the material for tonight's show. I threw him in there along with him, which him I loved. Like, I love Crocmasters, one of my favorite cobras. But you got to lump these guys in together. You know, big boa, crystal ball, raptor, and that's what I said just a little bit ago. Like 1987 and Battle Force 2000, 87 was by far the most bizarre year of them just throwing shit in to see what would stick that G.I. Joe had. I mean, you got a bird man, you got an alligator man, you got a personal trainer man, you know, you got a guy with 2 missiles on his sides that, you know, looks like he's wearing a goose down outfit.
I'm just looking at Pop. I'm looking at Pop's comment, and I'm like, I don't feel bad for the guys at all. I envy those guys, man. To get to do that, like, just even if you failed, just to say you were attached to creating such a thing, right? Like, imagine being the guy that designed all of the aspects of GI Joe. Like, ask Ron Rudat if he felt pressure. Like, I'm sure he did, but I'm sure he's very proud of his products when he's drawing stuff and things like that.
Oh yeah, he is.
You know,
I'd love to get him to do me a sketch.
Yeah, like that sense of.
Don't think it's going to be in the cards.
Yeah, that would be an amazing job. I think even failing, you'd be able to say, "Yeah, man, I did that." Like, I ripped on Bill Mantlo, a comic writer. I think destroyed Alpha Flight, but Bill Mantlo still gets to brag that he was a writer for Marvel, right? So
yeah, yep, I did it. I was there. So got old crystal ball thrown in. Now, here's another one. Psych out. That's low hanging fruit right there.
Well, I'm like one of the only people I know that is actually really pumped about Psych Out and always has been. Like, I think there's a lot of raw potential with that.
You may be the only person I know that feels that way. That we're gonna get him. I have no doubt that they will make him cool. They'll give him a makeover because they really haven't taken any of these guys and given them these makeovers and classified, and they're really worse. Like,
well, do you notice
that are worse?
It's all their tech guys, right? Like Mainframes, like Sci-Fi, like just guys that they're like, well, there's a lot out there to choose from right now, right? So
so I picked him. He was, like I said, he to me, he was, for this segment, low hanging fruit, but he fits what we're doing, and I had to throw him on there.
Yeah,
and I really wish they would kind of quickly figure out what they're going to do with him and get him out, because I would like to buy a good classified Psych Out to give to my dad. Because my dad was in PsyOps.
There you go, right? So PsyOps is exactly what I was thinking of too. Like, they're relevant.
He was in PsyOps over in Germany. They operated out of. We got Raptor. We talked about him. Just threw in
Tishbane. Just a reminder though, like I think it was Psych Out and Sneak Peek were both also Night Force pack.
Yes, they were. They were. Repeater was.
Repeater and Spearhead.
Yep.
And Max.
So got Tishbane on here because I just never cared at all for most of these Ninja Force guys. But, I mean, this dude got the luchador mask on. I mean, if they really want to put him in classified looking like he ought to be working at a rodeo in Del Rio, Texas or some shit, then all power to him. But, man, at least give that man a gun.
I think he's easy. Like that weapons loadout is already part of Slice and Dice Kurt, like the new pack, right? So it's like that's an easy one for them to do. Why not?
Yeah, it wouldn't be hard for him to bring him up.
Yeah.
Wraith Mason in the house. What's going on, Wraith?
Hey, Rick, notice we're just summing up. It's almost 1 a.m. here, so
Yep.
yeah,
Then I threw Tracker in here. not
yeah.
not necessarily because this is a bad figure and this is a good idea. Figure looks fine. And maybe get rid of the sports jersey, but the figure looks fine. He come with the inflatable little dinghy raft there. That's cool. My
Don't want
biggest
that.
gripe, they got to do something with the Scott Summers Cyclops helmet here. They got to give him a half helmet with some optics in it or something to fix that son of a bitch. But they could do it, and they can make him a good figure and give him his dinghy, man. I think they could find a way to do it. Wouldn't even have to mess with the colors too much with the ketchup mustard. Just modernize the outfit, just like newer material for the outfit, I think. And I think you could get away with doing Tracker.
Yeah, I could see it. I mean, Navy SEAL, it doesn't look like what you would think of as a Navy SEAL, so
Yeah.
it'd be an interesting one.
So you think we would ever get this back?
I thought about that earlier. No. Short answer, no. Do I want it? Maybe, but no.
I had it. I wouldn't mind having it again. I don't know if they brought this into classified because it's basically just going to be a repaint of tripwire, and you may get a little SD card with the story on it or something. I loved the packaging for this, and I really liked the oddball red tripwire. I don't know, tripwire was one of my favorites, and this was just a different way to take him. So I had that cassette. I had this cassette for years. No idea what happened to it now. Probably in the bottom of the landfill. I'll go to bat for hardball. Yep. No, you will. So we've looked at all of my picks. I've looked at some alternative picks here. I ain't gonna run through the vehicles. I had a few vehicles pulled out, but
No,
running too
unfortunately,
late.
we're gonna have to call it a night there. I gotta get up for 5 hours to get my kid up, so it's gonna
We
be
running
a short nap.
a smidge late, and I'm actually gonna have a short day at work tomorrow because I'm gonna make it that way. But after I get home from that short day of work, it's gonna be balls to the wall trying to get everything to get ready to head down the road Friday morning.
Yeah,
Pop Blender's packing his stuff up tonight and tomorrow before work, and he's gonna cruise out here after work tomorrow and get in, get him a shower, and we'll try to get us a few hours of sleep. Get up and head out 5, 6 on Friday morning. Head down south to do the damn thing. So
yeah. So JoeFest. I'll be thinking about you on the weekend. I'm tossing around the idea of doing a live that Saturday and just filling the time for those of us who aren't at JoeFest while you guys work on your Wi-Fi signals and streams.
If you do, send me a link, and if I'm where I can, I'll try to pop on if you want.
Yeah, absolutely. That was kind of the intent, but we can talk about that in the development side of this.
I'm gonna try and go live briefly, at least once. Like I even made a thumbnail for it and got the thumbnail just in case it's difficult to do. Pop Blender wants to do it, so we're gonna try and do something, whether it's taking a laptop and setting up a station or just tripods in our phones. But
yeah, we're Pop talking about it.
Yeah, we want to try and do some kind of live something this year. Won't be long. And the Pop's talking about just grabbing one of them tables and sitting down and setting up and just talking and seeing who we can get just to come by the table and say what's up. that I think if we can get it set up that way, I think that'd be a fun way to do it. So
I agree.
we'll see. It's very hard. You know, you were down there. It's very hard to do content. You
It's
wouldn't.
also it's very busy internet. That
Yeah,
was the other issue of it, right? And they work off two locations. You have your main area where you hang out at night, and then you have your hall area where all the event is. That's two different passwords.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, um, so yeah, we'll just see how it plays out. I got my phone. Got my phone. Got my GoPro. May take my other little knockoff GoPro just in case. Hopefully, get some good footage for you guys. Hopefully, to put some out during the show. Of course, we'll get lots of pictures of the hangout because that's what it's all about. It's chilling in the lobby, meeting everybody. So, really looking forward to JoeFest. I'm a little more apprehensive, um, looking forward to it this year than I was last year, just because there's a few people that are not going to be there that I would like to be there and get to spend some time with. But that's, you know, it's the way it works out sometimes.
hmm
So,
hmm
but
Yep.
looking forward to going. We're going to roll out 5, 6 o'clock Friday morning's
Oh,
the plan.
I wish you the best of travels, and let everybody there know that I say hey, and I hope everybody's having a great time. And I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you before you go. Anyways, we message
Oh,
back
yeah,
and
yeah.
forth and everything like that. But
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure. Stanley Thursday out of part Seattle at 1:30 into Charlotte and Augusta at midnight.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
it
y'all,
is.
if you do, y'all doing these streams, let us know. It is hard to keep up with shit going on because it's so
Yeah,
busy. But um, Crow,
guys.
what you got coming up on the channel? What's happening?
Not much. Like I said, waiting on the last, well, three of the four of that wave. All I got was Footloose, so I'm still waiting on the other three to do reviews on some Marvel Legends. Thinking about doing a live Saturday, like I said. We'll talk offline about that. Aside from that, yeah. The here, guys, especially GI Jetman. I'm gonna give this piece of advice, and Darren, I know you're going to agree as a YouTube content creator, when you're at Joe Fest, you're going to see a lot of things that you're going to like, I want to share this to my channel. And you're going to get flustered and you're going to start trying to record a bunch of stuff. All right. It's easy to rabbit hole and keep that camera in front of you way too long. Trust me, just enjoy the damn event.
Yeah,
You'll get some great shots. You'll know what to do after day two. Day one,
yeah,
enjoy the event.
yeah.
Like seriously. Don't worry so much about the footage
And
as much,
I
unless you're
have
walking around.
yeah, and I got the chest harness where I
Yep.
can just get it on
Yeah.
there and make sure the angle's fixed, and I just walk and let it record.
The great
That's
videos you see coming out of guys like Savage Land, Punk with Toys, all these other guys that do these live events and can stream from there and everything. I've set up. It's not their first rodeo. If this is your
yeah,
first rodeo, do what I did last year. Just go to there and learn the ropes. Like see what
yeah.
everybody's doing and just enjoy the atmosphere because it goes by just like that.
Um, yeah, and I think like the way Pop's talking about would be the best is just commandeer a table and get set up and start seeing somebody, you know, seeing a homie walk by or they see you and whatever. And while you're talking, you just, we're live, man. You want to come over and say what's up?
hmm
Do it
I
that way.
guarantee you, do not let your kids watch that stream.
Yeah, probably not.
No, won't be language appropriate.
Probably not. Probably
They
not.
will be drinking.
Yes, there will. All right. So, are you doing a crow's nest? You said this morning. Crows. Is it crow's
Saturday,
corner or crow's
no,
nest?
I've given up on having fancy titles. I'm just gonna do Saturday morning with Crow.
Okay.
That's possibly this Saturday, but I also might defer it till the week after. It's just I'm waiting to see if the weather's nice enough because I promised my kid we'd do some airsoft soon. But we'll see how that goes. But aside from that, no, I really don't have a whole lot planned on the channel than just every chance I see something worth sharing, I'll do it. But
All right. All right,
yourself?
man.
Well, you
No,
got
that's
JoeFest. What are you talking
yeah,
about?
JoeFest, and at least when I get back from JoeFest, I'll have a blowtorch review to film. But
Yeah.
whatever else, I'm not really planning on picking up a lot of stuff down there. Some the exclusives, I got a couple of things that I'm looking for, but I'm not looking real hard. I'm looking for something for you. I got a couple of Marvel Legends I'm looking for. Price wise, it depends on other stuff. Like I am not spending like I spent last year. I don't have it this year, so
No.
souvenir stuff is going to be targeted and acquired before anything else gets done. So
Yeah, that's
we'll
why.
see how it goes. Looking forward to it though, man. I wish everybody that made it last year could make it this year, but we understand. You do what you got to do. We will be. You'll be there with us in spirit.
That's right. I'll hold the back. I'll hold the fort while you guys are gone. And you come back and show us your wares.
All right.
Yeah.
Anybody listening that is going, if you're still listening and you're going down there, if you're driving down, everybody have a safe drive. It's going to be there when you get there. So, you got to pull no Dukes of Hazzard shit to get down there. But I just hope everybody has a safe travel. Get down there. Look for me and Pop Blender. We'll probably be together, but we might be split apart. We'll be hanging out. Punk probably, and Charlotte, some of those guys. Ed Oz is going this year, so yeah, just look around for us. And if you need to get in touch with me again, email is in the channel description, or holler at me on IG, and we'll meet up. And if you do see me, anybody you see on YouTube, and you want to meet them and talk to them, come up, man. Just come say what's up. We want to meet everybody. And as Punk always says, tell us your handle on here. Don't come up and be like, hey, man, I'm John Smith. Who? Like, oh, yeah, sorry, I'm Care Bear Banger 69. Like, oh, all right, now I know who you are. I've seen you in the chats. No, I thought about changing it to that too. Maybe for the next stream.
Speaking of the new handles, just before we close out, there was a couple of new people in the chat tonight, and it was really nice to have you guys here. Thanks very much for whichever channel you subscribe to. Hopefully you've done both, and for being active participants in the chat tonight. It's always nice to hear the new voices chiming in and fitting right in with everybody. And thanks to the chat for being so accommodating tonight. It was good.
Yep. Great chat tonight. We got 17 left. If you hadn't hit that like, go ahead and smack it on the way out. And that is all I got. Crow, always a pleasure hanging out with you, my brother.
You too, buddy. Have a great time this weekend. Pop, I see you. You have a great time. And I see all 17 of you. And if you're going, have a great time. And if you're not, have a great time anyways.
Yes, sir. So it's been Backyard Battlefield. We will see you guys in 2 weeks, right after probably still be doing Joe wrap up shows, and hopefully by then we've got some more pre-orders to get through. We won't have to be talking about these same sad ones we've had for 3 weeks. But hey, maybe everybody will have dial tone by then. Who knows?
No, it'll all be in England, far done reviewed.
Yeah, right. Shark Eyes will have his rattler. All right.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. It's 3-star draw at Crusty Old Crow, and we out.